Well, welcome back to the Orloff television program, coming to you live from Rural Retreat, Virginia. Where it is May 30th, 2024. I'm off for the next couple days, kind of monitoring to see what's going on in New York with this jury out in this sham trial for Donald Trump. So kind of watching that. And, all this insanity. I'm also trying to get the house ready for a big Dum Dum celebration tonight, which will be happening at 6:30. So that'll be a separate live stream from this. That'll be tonight. Just a little bit of work we got to do to get ready. Hey, I got a postcard. I'm talking to absolutely nobody. Well, there's someone just popped in. A postcard from John Goris. Look at this. It's like, look at that. How about that? And on the back, he says, sometimes you'll flash something on screen that'll spark memories of things I haven't seen in over 40 years, like those hardbound Monster Orange elementary school books. So many beautiful photos in those. Could you dig out the King Kong one and do a deeper dive? And yes, I can do that here in a few minutes. Don't let me forget. Oh, I know exactly where those books are. So I got to get that postcard into my John Goris file along with this other one I received last week. John Goris, one of my favorite artists in the entire world. So, bad things happening in the world, and you figure you can't really do much to change them. You're just one small person, one small cog in the machine. Well, we've got an emergency in the comic book neighborhood, the collectibles, whatever the heck it's supposed to be called. I hate to say community, but everyone else says it, so I guess I won't fight it for the time being. Anyway, Maranya Velkonen, you know her from a lot of different shows. She's on England Teens I Love Comics show that he does an auction and does a lot of different shows. She's usually on there as the moderator. She's always on the auction as a moderator and runs the auction to a great degree. And she's moderator on Comic Book Memories, Saturday Morning, Graphic Man show. She's all over the place. She even spent New Year's Eve with us virtually on the Gratu Orloff broadcast several years back when we still lived in the old country. Well, she's in a little pickle where she and her husband could potentially be evicted from their home on Monday. And they had to raise $4,000. And this came to my attention yesterday. And she's gotten to, I think, $1,450 raised. So she's moving along. So I'm going to do a telethon. The Dum Dum show tonight will be kind of a telethon also. And I have the link to her GoFundMe there at the bottom. So I guess there's a way to put a link in the chat. I don't know. Oh, I guess I should put a link in case guests want to come on. And if I could be shown how to do it, if Maranya wants to come on and be a, what do you call it, a moderator with the complaining. Am I still on? When my wife called I thought it knocked me off the air because I'm doing this with a phone. Hold on a second. I need to go up and see what's up with her. She's about to start work. She works from home. Interfering my communication with another human being. Okay. Wanted to listen to what I had to say because the thing about freedom of speech, it's not only but it's your right to listen to me and make your own opinion. That's being denied. Figure this out. A big tech or a worse offense. Oh, I need to take her a Coke in case she needs to stay awake during her job. But that is where technology has gone so far and the surveillance is so high. There is no undoing that. We are on the precipice of that with CBDC, with the censorship. This is our most important fight. We need everybody to be on. Okay. So anyway, if you could, she says, "Don't worry, I just got a text message." Well, I'm already on the way, so I'll take her this stuff. I'll see. No need to come up here. It says, well, I need to bring the elevator down. That's one thing I need to do. So, um, I need to go up there anyway. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. So, there's just not much that one person can do against everything we're stacked up against, but you could help a couple of people, and if everybody helps one or two other people to get through these really rough times, um, maybe with just, $20 or something. Oh, actually, I need to call. Dang it. Now I can't call Kevin at Gotham City Comics. I was going to call and make an order with him, and I can't do that because I'm using my phone. That stinks. Maybe I could do the order here on the show and then privately send them my card information. Um, okay, well, we'll see how that works. I got to take some trash out here. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the jury. They'll either come back today or tomorrow. I think they'll come back before the weekend. Then who knows what'll happen. Any instrument is a net positive. You can look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now being used by Wall Street executives in the ETF. Some people say that's corruption. I disagree. Any instrument that increases our freedom, something Okay. I gotta take this giant box to be recycled. Um, okay. Um, I'm gonna just leave this here somewhere. Leave it. Leave the phone. And, okay, I'll be back. You stay there. I'll be back.
Tell us how people make this film. You want it free, which is great, but how to make it. People say, "Oh, free, who cares?" No, it's a very well-produced film, very powerful. People need to make this movie huge. I don't know, stay there. Folks, that's what it comes down to. We're not looking for a fight, but we're getting our heads pounded in, and it's men and women. We got a certain point say, you know what, I'm done laying down. And that's what the story is about with Brian Rose. Because when you start laying down, that's all you do. And it's been good men and women that have built the good civilization, been through a lot of hell, a lot of dictators, a lot of nasty people. If we make it through this next struggle, I'm telling you, human potential is just unlimited. Because I want that life extension they're suppressing. I want it for me and my kids and my family. So there's a lot of stuff they're suppressing, not just censoring you. They're censoring a lot of science. We need access to all around that stuff. I don't know what I do. I saw Fauci walking up the street of Bill Gates. I mean, he's so outrageously evil. He's such a murderer. And we need to have, if you're a Christian, you're a father, you're a theologian, you're able to really calm and nice about this. I know you're what's wrong about it. The thing is, take action, folks. Resist them, protect yourself from them, expose them. What do we do biblically, you think, to just spiritually be able to deal with this? Well, we can't deal with stuff like this on our own. You have to lean on God. You have to, because when you look at what He is, He knows the beginning from the end. He knows everything that we're going through. In the midst of the storm, He brings peace. We know how this thing ends, and we know who wins. Right? And the Bible, to me, this is the gift. To me, all these things that we're seeing. All right.
Got more trash to take out. Let me know if you guys hear anything about the jury. Got it on. This channel should tell me as soon as something happens. What? Have you heard about the bird? Don't you know the bird is the word? Says Meyer Greenblatt. Yes, indeed. The bird is the word.
Depository. So their wholesale prices, you tack on 8%, they ship it directly to you. When you sell it back, we take nothing,
I don't know where I put the bird I bought yesterday. I thought I saw. Here it is. The bird is the word. I'm going to put that somewhere in a prominent, tasteful location. Then we have to go look at a King Kong book. So we have a request from a viewer for that. Picking up trash all I can. Oh, shit. So, okay, I gotta do this. Yeah, I got to thinking about Ace double paperbacks because they were being shown last night on Graphic Man's show. And I'm wondering how many I have. Do I have them all together? I'm not sure if I do. Let me look around on some paperback racks to see how many I've got of those. Not many. Let's see. So I may look at some paperbacks. I got to go look at a King Kong book for John Goris. I pick up some of this stuff. Um,
Is that not the most valuable thing in your life?
There's something that gets thrown away. We're coming out Monday to do some final measurements of the roof so that it can be replaced because of the hail.
You encouraged me to ask for help from my supporters to get to the next level. It was the hardest thing that I never had anything I need asking for help. It's the right thing to do because of their support was created to the next level.
Yeah, wind's really blowing out there.
We were really early again. This is March, April, May of 20, and we were right at the tip of that spear, one of the first people to really put out those controversial.
What time is it, man?
A lot of great people.
1:35 p.m. Central Time. Big cardboard box needs to go into the recycling.
Yeah, I was getting text messages from people I hadn't heard from in high school. And I'm like, what's going on here? They're like, we're watching you, we're watching you, we're watching you. Isn't hitting the zeitgeist beautiful because you get humanity resonating? Here, looking back at when I finally asked to reach out to the people like you told me to do, then they rallied around us and they made everything possible and they allowed us to fight back. So it's a big lesson for me, maybe for lesson out there.
What else I can do? Oh, I'll take the cat food. Well, I got to put batteries in a clock.
And so again, we were really early, and we were almost that case study for what came later. Well, you were, but that's the someone you're just you're an economist, you're a successful banker guy. Explain the CBDC, the ESG is the carbon tax. It's designed for everybody.
Okay. Got some cat food that needs to be taken down. Where I don't know what's going on. From here on that. Oh, how am I so in a bad mood? I accidentally pressed a button and banned my wife one of her YouTube identities. Yeah, I don't know it. I don't know how that happened. Uh, I'm sure I could figure out how to fix that. Um, let's see what. Oh shoot! Someone's been in the closet here. That's not good. Okay, well, wonderful. Um, okay, I see what John Gordis is talking about. These books here. Let me take these upstairs where I can sit down. Drew, come on. Then I'm gonna also need to put up some kind of some sort of vacuum cleaner together that came in the mail. What's a Hoover? It's the brand my mom always used to have. She bought everything at Sears. Okay. Okay. So, well, this series of books used to be in. So you got the postcard. Good. Yeah, I just got it about an hour ago. So this series of books used to be in elementary schools, and this actually was in the Arlington Public Library, but it's a discard. So I must have got this at a library sale. They would open the central branch of the Arlington Library, the basement, huge basement, and they would sell the books that they had taken out of the library. King Kong saying, I suggest you read about my friends. Dracula, Godzilla, King Kong, Frankenstein, Mad Scientist, the Wolfman, the Mummy, Frankenstein meets Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't think I have the Godzilla one, do I? No. That one must have sold before I got there. Or maybe it was long ago stolen from the library. But, so that answers the question as to where I got these. Um, so this basically follows the plot of Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. What's going on there? This is the Deadly Mantis. I've got two copies of this one. It basically tells the story of the movie The Deadly Mantis. It's got a tear in a page. When did these come out? I'd say mid 70s. Um,
they kind of set up the end the old.
It's 70. So anyway, please, if you could do what it says down in the scrolling message and go to that GoFundMe, just kick in $10, $20. I mean, if you've got more money, these aren't good times, I realize, but you know, if you could kick in 100, and you'll actually feel like you've done something and save someone from being evicted, that would be fantastic. 1982. Okay, so these really weren't part of my childhood because 1982 I was a junior in high school and I wouldn't have even noticed these books coming out. Um, so here's It Came from Outer Space, um, which is based on a story by Ray Bradbury. But again, it's just a storybook based on the movie. This one is the one that John Gores was asking about, the King Kong one. This one's got a little bit of water damage to it. But I think it follows the 1933 RKO movie. Yeah, Carl Denham, Daredevil movie maker of the 1930s. Yeah, it's all the 1930s. Except it looks like there's a little tacked on part at the end where they talk about other King Kong movies that followed. I just like this picture of Marion C. Cooper's pipe dream, King Kong, literal pipe dream. It talks about the son of Kong and then gets into the 76 King Kong remake. You know. So that's well, he wanted me to do a deep dive into this book, and I'm not really doing that. There's an odd smell I need to investigate. Oh, it even shows stills from Planet of the Apes, just ape movies in general, and then it shows King Kong versus Godzilla. I regret I don't have the Godzilla book. That would have been really cool. I guess I bought all of them that they had. John Gores, I forgot the Deadly Menace one. Seems an odd one to have an entire book dedicated to. Yeah. I have 2 copies of Mad Scientist. Just Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Just, they give credit to Forrest J. Ackerman for some of the photos. What is the company that put these out? 1977 Crestwood House Incorporated. Okay. And then the last one I have is The Mummy. And I was surprised. And that's what I think these leftists are in this dual moment where, you know, part of them believes that fundamental rights are free speech, but part of them. Yeah. So, how about that? Let's see what happened. Okay.
Well, he's amazing. He's amazing. I know him, good friend from Dubai. I should tell him. Yeah, he might be coming to the conference. There's a crypto conference.
Yeah, that does seem weird to do an adaptation of the Deadly Mantis. Um, 20 years after the movie came out, but you know, it gets kids reading. Take one more bag of trash. I don't think those books were ever for sale at bookstores. I think they were made for public libraries, I guess. So maybe I have the whole set except for Godzilla. I don't know. Was there a Dracula one? Ah,
I think the price of this time is the Great Awakening, which is Mickey Willis's film. We've all seen the evidence thanks to COVID. Before that, nobody knew this was going on.
yeah, if all 9 of you watching could um, put in $20 to help keep people from being evicted into the street, that would be 180 bucks. And they've got to come up with the money by Monday. And I think they had raised 1350 at the end of the evening last night, and then I think someone may have kicked in another 100 or 120. They might be at 1500 now. It's the only way I can check is by going through my phone. Hold on a second. Um, no, they're still at. Can you still hear me? Shit. Could you still hear me while I was doing that? There, it's still at 1,450. There was a Dracula one, I know, because I think I heisted it from my grade school, then lost it. Damn it. Yeah. Well, let's. Why am I guessing when they're all written on the back of the books? I could just look here. Um, King Kong, Frankenstein. I don't have the Frankenstein. Mad Scientist, I have. Do I have the Wolfman? I didn't see a Wolfman. Did I have Wolfman? No, I don't have a Wolfman. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. I have that one. Dracula, I don't have. Godzilla, I don't have. The Mummy, I have. Oh, that's a creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't have that. And then so those 50s ones must be part of a second wave. It came from outer space and the Deadly Mantis. So I don't know how many there. What? Let me look at the back of those books. Maybe it lists the second wave. Yeah. Oh, there's a Blob one now. So they've added a Blob. It's still just. Yeah, the new ones are Deadly Mantis that came from outer space and the Blob in the second wave. Take a screenshot if you want to look these books up. Yeah, pretty neat. Um, couldn't pass those up at the library sale. Definitely well read. Back in the days when kids read books. So oh man. So
No, I agree. And they're dumb enough to do it. So what happens if they do throw his ass in jail?
well, I promised I'd do a live stream. I just put a my wife Cleo helped me put a phone case on this phone, and make sure the charger's yep, yeah, good. The charger still fits into it. Um, so we put a protective sticker that I guess reduces blue light, and then she put this protective shell on this new phone I got. So that's good.
Right. So January 6th, we saw this false flag. We saw the feds really pushing it. People were really
so
the right in America is having thoughts of any sort of. Yeah, they're going to get at the head of our movement where it makes sense, and they're going to
honestly,
they have to push it to the brink of where it seems reasonable.
most people are suffering, going through these hard times. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as the Great Depression that my parents lived through as children, or maybe your grandparents lived through, depending on how old you are. But these aren't good times. So, help someone locally, help someone at your church. Just help one or two people. And if everybody helps one or two people, maybe we can get through all this, over the next.
That's still plausible.
Well, who knows how long it'll last? Because even if Trump becomes president, they're going to fight him with every ounce of their being and try to, make sure he doesn't do anything during his presidency, like they did the last time. They stretched all that stuff out about Russia for, 3 years? And then in the last year, they brought in, well, you know what they brought in. So I would like to think there'll be a happy ending, but I will have to see. But we'll see. I think there will be, but in the meantime, help someone. And if you don't know anyone there locally, or don't have a church, or someone suffering and everyone's helping, um, help out Maranya Valkonen. With maybe just a little contribution, it would mean a lot to her. And I'm going to do a full-fledged telethon on Saturday. And I'll be doing some proselytizing tonight during the Dum Dum celebration as well. Right now, most people are at work.
Chills right now. History's going down. I mean, this is we have 100-year cycles. We're in the fourth turning. But
I don't know what time it is. I mean, there's a clock behind my head, but I can't read it. Let me see here. 1:56 p.m. Central Time.
And everything you do is like a pebble in the water. It has an effect. You're like every little thing you do is a boulder right now. And what the evil.
Okay, I need to put some batteries into a clock is my next step. I've got to do. Then I've got to find the hammer. Oh, I know where there's a hammer. Okay.
The last lap was always the fastest.
I'm kind of trying to take it easy because I've been pretty sick for over a week, and
Pizza Hut orders outside of intelligence offices to see
was talking to a friend last night. He thought, he said, that sounds like you have walking pneumonia. And I thought, well, that actually could be, because I've been really beat. But I'm getting around better today and yesterday, but still not 100%.
You need to take a step back
Um,
and try to see what's really going on because someone is yanking you
so we've
straight,
got 12
getting you to do
people.
things you don't want to do that will ultimately lead in less
Hmm,
freedom in your life. So I'd say to anybody out there, I don't
12
care who you think
people.
hates
Oh,
you or who you need to hate. That is not our natural state. All right. And again, it comes back to love.
what
I'll
if
just say that.
12
We need to
people
take a
each
step
gave
back because
$30?
ultimately, as humans, we all want
That
the
would
same thing.
that would put a
Peace,
big
freedom,
dent in.
we're under some
I mean,
criticism on a
this is
relatively small level, but they're exacerbating
a
themselves.
pro. I mean, she's had to sell
All right,
her high
let's go
school
through
ring.
all the
Her
resignations that are
husband's
happening.
had to sell his wedding ring. They're
Megan the attempt
trying
to
to
take
sell
January 6th
her
as a
mother's
federal law
pearls,
officially
but people don't
authorizes
buy
the deadline.
pearls like they do gold and silver.
They got something to
And
do.
they're kind of in a position where there's no one there, there's no family that can help them or will help them. And but I know that she's a very beloved member of the comic book collecting community. She's their friendly presence on multiple shows, the puppet shows where they read comics with funny voices, and England's auction. I mean, she's just a name you constantly see if you watch these shows here on YouTube, and it's like you want to help her out. Um, I think it would be better if I put a link in the chat. I bet I could do that. Let me see if I could do that. Hold on a second. Okay, how do I do that?
That they have access to. Do not put it past them to state something.
Okay. Oh man. It still shows there's $1,450 raised. Now I'm going to try to put the link in the chat, post comment. I don't know if YouTube or StreamYard or whatever I'm on will allow this. Should be. Oh, it's there. So now, if you just go to the chat, you can click on that and it'll take you right there. And then I don't know what you do from there, how you donate money on there. I guess you click a button. Um, when Maranya, or the geeky puppet frog, contacted me yesterday and told me about the situation. And then Maranya popped on the, because you can just come on the show by clicking the link, which was shown earlier. If you go back in the chat, you could come on now if you wanted to, anybody. Um, I was thinking, oh gosh, I don't know how much we could help, but my wife had already clicked and donated some money. So she knows how to do it. She knows how to do all the technological stuff.
The financial sector is
I was wanting her to help me put this phone case on my phone, and it was taking longer, and she was trying to get ready for work, and she got real irritated with me and um, all that.
It's always a leading
So,
indicator if you see what's happening in finance because it's
you know,
intimately linked into the government. So yeah, when you see things like oh wait, usually they're
so
cleaning house. Usually they're trying to bring in a new order and a new vision for what they want
Alex
to do.
Jones is interviewing a guy named Brian Rose that's been completely banned from YouTube. So I don't know if it's good for him to be playing in the background while I am on, because he's a forbidden person, as we live in George Orwell's America. Um, and you look around and you realize that all the movies are terrible, and the comics, for the most part, are terrible today. And they've just pretty much ruined our culture. completely. Who was they? The socialists that are taking over. And it's been happening. I've been noticing it all my life, just gradually. And I keep talking about those Holiday Inn signs that were along the highway, and people say, "Why are you so obsessed with those Holiday Inn signs?" Because they were just so gorgeous, and I'm sure they were expensive to upkeep, and I imagine a hailstorm would have really destroyed, knocked the heck out of all that neon. But to me, that's just emblematic. That was just a symbol of how great this country was, how beautiful that man could create such a beautiful sign. Let's see what Library 88 says. Yes, indeed, I made a donation yesterday, and I'm going to sell some comics today or tomorrow and donate what I make on Saturday. Yes, the GoFundMe is super easy to donate to, everyone. Yeah, how do you do it? Library 88, because my wife did it, and I've never done it because I'm a cheapskate. But I mean, do you have to put in like a debit card number or something? How do you do that? I mean, like, obviously you must have to give them something. Um, so I guess it's very simple. It has to be. That's really nice of you, Library 88, for selling comics. I think you said you're selling duplicates that you've got. That's a great thing. You know, if you know, I wonder if Kevin from Gotham City Comics is watching. Because well, we donated to GoFundMe, and then Kevin put a book up, showed a book, and said anyone that buys this book, you get it half price, and then the other half I'll donate to Marania's fund. And it was like a book I wanted, and my wife Cleo said, "Yeah, that's good. Go ahead and get that." But I don't want to just get that book because I've got a whole box of stuff on hold at Gotham City Comics. So I was wanting to pick out maybe another little bit of assortment so that it would, because if you buy a certain amount from Kevin, he just covers the postage. So I wanted to get a few other things, and so I wanted to pick out some things and then all that. So, oh, and then I think we said, well, if we get $200 donated before we end the show, Kevin will show his face on the show, and he did it. We got $200, and that was great. Oh, what are people saying here? Library 88. I just went to the GoFundMe page and hit donate, and there are multiple payment options. I hit PayPal option, and it went through smoothly. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, um, tonight people will be off work, and and the dum dum. I'll stop the show and I'll eat dinner, and then I'll the show this current show, and then I'll do the dum dum celebration. I'm thinking we'll raise some money during that. I'm hoping that everybody that watches didn't donate yesterday, that I have some different people that watch, and that they'll be willing to donate. And I know it's weird to donate to someone that you don't know personally, but I mean, it's almost like you do know some of these people that are in the chat and in these shows, because they're just omnipresent. They're always there, and they seem like such nice people, and you just don't want to see anybody in a situation where they're being threatened with the loss of their home. I mean, that's like the most nightmarish thing possible, is that you're locked out of your home, and then your stuff's just put in the yard, and in a place where the neighbors are going to start picking through your stuff. That it's a nightmare that you can't even think of. So, and it's not. To me, that seems like a lot of money, but I think to some people that's hardly anything.
But I've managed to piece this together because
But
you hear
to
people
but
saying things and you're not exactly sure what
she's
they're
got a
saying.
big chunk of it
He
already
said the judge instructed the jury they don't
done.
have to be unanimous.
Almost $1,500 out of
And it's a little bit
4,000.
more confusing than that because
But
this is a 34 felony charge case
I don't know, man.
that would have otherwise
Let's
been
see.
that would have otherwise been barred by
Live 88 says, yeah, hopefully we can get Maranya past the halfway mark tonight on the Dum Dum Show.
was for the purposes of covering up an underlying felony.
Yeah, okay, so that would be
Statute of limitations.
to get past the half. We'd have to get
Tells the
a
jury
little more. We'd have to get between $500 and $600
the jury
to get past the halfway.
that's just the basic
Um,
law, but you don't need to unanimously
I was hoping we could.
on what the underlying crime was.
How much do you think we got between my show and Graphic Man last night when she first came on?
The tweet of the judge, I couldn't find it, but
I'm not sure where it was. Do you remember Library 88 where she was when she first popped on? And it seemed like
doesn't make sense because the FEC.
Someone made a $500 contribution, and that really helped. And then there were some $100 contributions, a lot of $20 ones, you know. And there were some people that said, I only have $25 to my name right now, and I would, but and if that's if you don't have any money, then obviously don't do it. But if you got a little extra money, try to help her out. It just seems like the right thing to do.
Wow, so it just sounds like more and more loopholes. Brian,
Okay, so what would be entertaining now?
I recently had Alan Dershowitz on my show, and he recently came out and said it's all about the.
Of course, I hope to make more than that for her tonight.
So
by being reserved. Your last show made a huge impact.
is that what Trump needs to think about immediately? Is how quickly he can.
Yeah.
And how quickly.
What books are you selling? What kind of books are you going to be trying to sell? Are you going to a comic store to try to sell them? Because what if you came on and showed the books and someone bought them from you of the 13, 14 people watching, then you wouldn't be taking a cut. Because like if you've got a $30 book, then the comic store is going to, I guess in theory, give you 15 or even less, so they can make a profit. But if someone wants that book and you cut out the middleman, you could get the 30 from someone watching the show. That actually is an interesting idea. Saturday we're doing a telethon. Maybe people could come on and like show comics that they're wanting to get rid of, and then people could, send them money, and then they could. Or just send them. I don't know how it works.
The judge, some will argue, was political bias, partisan bias.
I was thinking there'd be a Trump verdict, but I don't.
Conviction and said no reasonable.
And Alex Jones is not on anymore. He's already.
The jury conviction.
I may change the channel here.
The judge wants a conviction, so he's got to just set up the ingredients, set up the house of cards in a way to yield the result that he wants, which is a conviction. And so these instructions are, from what better legal minds than myself are saying, are preposterous, outlandish. They have to agree on the underlying crime. They have to specify what that crime was. And there's some people theorizing that the judge might try to swap out if as to who the sole or holdout jurors are.
Okay.
Hypothesizing that the reason why the judge did not release the jurors is to potentially do something underhanded, like swap out with an alternate one of the holdout jurors if he can find a creative reason in law to get rid of a holdout juror who is holding up the conviction. So
they're thinking there's a holdout juror that's
curating what was allowed as evidence.
There's one juror that's not going along. That's what I'm
FEC violations.
rumor is.
Prohibiting the defense from presenting
But
an expert that would have disproven that this would have ever been a campaign contribution in the first place. The judge systematically sustained the prosecution's objections to questions asked by the defense.
I'm going to check real quick about how she's doing.
Objections made by the defense to prosecution's questions. They allowed irrelevant testimony.
It's still 1450. Let me see, man. What's going on?
Irrelevant to the case. Allowed that and prevented the defendants from even raising certain defenses.
Yeah, it's still at 1,450.
The outcome, and the only question is, will this jury, will they cave to their political prejudice, or will they stand up and uphold the Constitution?
Wow, that analysis.
What else do I need to do to get ready for the telethon?
In my mind. And the macro 30,000-foot question I want to ask you before we get back into the specifics of this case is, how did we arrive at a place in our judicial system where this kind of thing is able to happen? Obviously, our founding fathers, we revere them here in the United States quite a bit. They put a bunch of.
But yeah, the Library 88. What kind of books are you wanting to sell?
Constitution, but all in all, it's been a pretty good dam against the flood of tyranny that civilizations have a tendency to manifest. How is it?
I'm changing the channel. This is not giving me what I want. Let's switch from Rumble to YouTube. Yeah, I think a video comic sale is a darn good idea. I think multiple channels could do something along those lines. We'll see if I can take part. I may sell direct to a local friend swiftly. Oh, so you're not going to a comic store. A friend, yeah, that way you won't lose money. As I am in the middle of moving right now. Oh, okay. PPS still sorting to figure what books I'm going to sell. What does PPS mean? I'm not real swift with the acronyms. PPS. Okay, that makes sense. Selling to a friend makes sense. Let's see what's going on. Right side broadcasting. Oh shit! Stop. That song will get you copyright claim. That "Proud to Be an American" song. Let's see. So,
Come see me on tour in Rutherford,
like
New
PS.
Jersey, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Ontario, California.
My wife's watching.
Vegas,
Maybe PPS is like postscript, like a PS to the PS. I think that is what that means. All right, I get it. Yeah. Let's see. Unhinged panic and hysteria erupts as the world awaits for a Donald J. Trump verdict. Is what I'm seeing here.
In a future that grows ever closer, the fate of our Earth will lie in the hands of one man, a solitary warrior of great courage. His name is Dothan, and he is called the Finder. His enemies will emerge from the underworld to test his strength. Europe, the Cyclopean warlord of the One Eyes, the assassin Bow.
I forgot about this movie.
Machine.
Oh, it was a 3D movie because he's throwing stuff at the camera. Metal Storm, the destruction of Jared Sin. I remember seeing this at the Forum 303 Mall, the mall that the Centaur and I like to talk about in our nostalgic memories.
As they create an epic non-stop action adventure movie that will challenge your senses.
I ought to test out
They will do all this for
this new phone and what it sounds like doing karaoke. Because when I do the telethon, I'm going to have a little more energy than I have now.
The destruction of Jared
Right now, I'm wiped out, um, but let me think. What would be some good telethon songs? I just need to get a microphone and I can just start singing now. Would you guys donate money to Maranya Valkonen if I regaled you with some songs? Uh, of course you would. 16 people watching. If 16 people each gave $16, what's 16 times 16? Someone in the chat do that math. What is 16 times 16? False. No, see, it went to 14. Shit, that's not fair, man. You're supposed to. As soon as I ask you to do math, two people dropped off. Something's wrong with those people. I was thinking of going look upstairs and looking at my Richie Rich comics because I was looking for a thumbnail for a show about the Donald Trump verdict. As soon as I start singing, they're going to come back to the Donald Trump verdict, and I'm going to miss it live because I'm trying to entertain you, Claudes. $256. That's all. Yeah. Well, now there's 13 people. I don't know, man. You know what I would enjoy right now is a quesadilla. Quesadilla, man. Quesadilla. It's just, I don't know why I'm thinking about quesadillas right now. This really miracle, if this money's raised, something that'll be talked about for years among the old geezers on YouTube and how they all came together and helped someone out. Um, I think it I think it's an important thing because, like I say, if you can just help one or two people. I have a Mexican meal. It's not that I'm even hungry. I'm not hungry right now. And I thank you, Cleo, but I'm just thinking about case, I'm thinking about that place back where we used to live. Cleo, also known as Greta. Oh man, that quesadilla. This restaurant we went to called Los Magalitos. But we just call it the Mean Lady Restaurant. Um, and the quesadilla was like something I'd never tasted in my life. And it wasn't. I'm not sure if it was Mexican food, but it was from a particular region in Mexico. Or maybe it was not from Mexico, but it was authentic. It's not Taco Bell kind of stuff. Not I could go for a Taco Bell quesadilla, but it was something remarkable. It had ham in it and cheese and onions. So, oh man. Oh, some of my karaoke songs have been removed by YouTube. That's terrible. So I don't know what song got removed. Yes, Mexico. But it was a particular part of Mexico where the food is different because I don't know why, but it was just different. And they had words written on the window of the restaurant that were things that you've never heard of, words you've never seen in your life. Um, and well, I'm off to run errands. Maybe you need some insane apple, carrot, ginger type health juice for healing telethon energy. Oh, she's got all kinds of stuff like that. P.S. I have been craving quesadillas lately too. I may need to find one. Hidalgo and pre-Mexican. Okay, so it's Aztec. So that's what I'm saying. They don't serve Aztec food at Taco Bueno. See you later tonight, says Library 88. Yes, thank you, Library 88. Um, yeah, Aztec food. How about that? Yeah. Hmm. My wife says, gotta go. Godspeed, Maranya. Yeah, let me check to see if she's raised any money. Maybe I've been entertaining people by ignoring completely. Let's see here. Come on, man. Come on, are we raised any money? No, it's still at 1,450. I may have to bring out the big guns. Here, this is getting ridiculous. Um, or maybe just everybody that was gonna contributed yesterday. I sure hope that's not the case. Okay, I'll worry about this crap later. Let's look for someone covering this.
Did you ever think you one day hit?
Shut up. I mean, I want to listen to Right Side Broadcasting, but they were playing that music that I can't. Let's see.
The ceremony with all Olympic gold medal winners, including the great
Oh, this is the Bronx rally from last week. They're
every
playing.
one of them was there. It was a beautiful night, beautiful weather. I'll never forget the evening. It was one of the most beautiful. My parents were there. Now they're looking down on us. They say, wow, that's my son. Can you imagine? That's my son. Can you imagine? He's being tried in a court with a crooked judge. Can you believe this? Can you believe it?
Okay. So I need to find some nails. And
But everybody was there, and it was really something to behold. It was an incredible experience, and
yeah, let's go
one
do
of the great
something, man.
experiences of my life in New York. We opened it; it's been successful, and successful ever since. What a great, great experience! It was beautiful, and a lot of it's common sense. You like to say the Republican Party is the party of common sense. You don't go to Miami when you want to make ice. You go to Canada when you want to make ice, right? Or you could go right down the road in the Bronx to Ferry Point, right? Everybody know about Ferry Point. It was another disaster, a development where the city had spent over 29 years, almost $300 million trying to develop it into a luxury golf resort, anything. They'll take anything. They were spending money. Trucks were going here, dumping, getting filled up, moving it here, dumping, getting filled up with the same stuff. This went on for years, back and forth, the same stuff. They were feather bedding. They were doing lots of bad things. But really, they didn't know how to get it done. They had no idea how much money they were spending. And when asked how much they spent, they said, we just don't know. It's been going on for years, decades. They were unable to do it. And at the time, the mayor, Michael Bloomberg, said,
Oh, I was gonna look for man, that's not good. I was gonna look for some of those Ace paperbacks, double paperbacks.
Almost 30 years, remember that. And he said, in all fairness, he said, I want to get this done, and you're the one that can do it. You're the only one that can do it. And I said, and I will do it. I will get it done.
Okay.
No one better than my knowledge. And I took over the project, spending only my money to build it.
There were two books that the Towering Inferno was based on. The Glass Inferno was one of them, and the other one, I think it was called The Tower. But
For years and years, against the city, now we get together and build it. Let's get it done. Let's do it right. And let's
this is
the city. And they work so hard.
this is cool. Swords and Sorcery.
Like we've never seen before. And it was magnificently designed by a great
There's not enough light in this room. You know that?
everybody got paid a fortune. Jackson, I don't want money. I just want to see it for the people of New York. And that's what we did. They said very similar things.
There were tons of Mad paperbacks, but you never see, hardly ever, a cracked paperback. But they did have more than a few. It was just, cracked pretty much did everything Mad did. Let me turn on one more light out here. But I don't have any cracked paperbacks. I need to get this room organized too. Cracked in the saddle.
Was absolutely beautiful. Great fanfare and great success.
Here's a book on Edward Gein. America's Most Bizarre Murderer. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is mostly based on Ed Gein, and Psycho was partly based on Ed Gein. Let's see what books I've got here that would be interesting to you. There was a series of Vampirella paperbacks by Ron Goulart. This is the second one. And this is, a text. Well, it's got a nice cigarette ad in the center. This is one of those children's books about monsters that kind of like the ones I was showing you earlier, Great Monsters of the Movies by Edward Edelson. This was something that really bugged me when I bought this in 5th grade, is someone had thumbed through it. You see that right there? That I don't do that to my own books. And some people will thumb through it at the store. See right there? I hate that. I despise people that treat their books like that. But that is, I had to buy the book. There was only one copy there at the PX at Fort Lewis, and here's the Day of the Triffids. This is now a thrilling motion picture. I need to get these better organized. Here's a book about Edgar Rice Burroughs. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Master of Adventure by Richard A. Lupoff. The Frazetta cover. So there's Tarzan at the Earth's core. Oh, this is interesting. If you're into the movie Taxi Driver, Travis Bickle kept a diary. It was largely based on Arthur Brimmer's diary. He's the guy that shot George Wallace. But this is all his diary. So that's fascinating reading if you want to know where Taxi Driver came. Here's some Edgar Rice Burroughs books hidden back here. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Beyond the Farthest Star, and The Lost Continent. But what is that back there? Oh, now you might know there was a Marvel comic of Gulliver of Mars. It's Edwin L. Arnold, a long lost classic of Martian adventure. Original title was Lieutenant Gulliver Jones, and this is why Marvel did that adaptation. This is from Ace. Cover art and illustration by Frank Frazetta. Yeah, the Ace edition follows the text of the first hardcover book edition published in 1905. So this predates John Carter of Mars. The Edgar Rice Burroughs book, John Carter of Mars, I believe was 1912. I'm pretty sure of that. So this predates it, but was John Carter a copy of this? Lieutenant Gulliver Jones, USN, arrived on Mars in a most unexpected fashion and promptly found himself head over heels in adventure. For Mars was a planet of ruined cities, ancient peoples, copper-skinned swordsmen, and weird and awesome monsters. There was a princess to be rescued, a river of death to be navigated, and a strange prophecy to be fulfilled. Well, just about every one of those is in John Carter. The river of death, the princesses, the sword play. Here's a long lost classic of interplanetary adventure, which some science fiction experts think may have helped to inspire the immortal Edgar Rice Burroughs Though by no means a Burroughs novel, everyone who has ever enjoyed a novel of Barsoom will find Edwin L. Arnold's Gulliver of Mars a special reading delight. In other words, it's not as good as Edgar Rice Burroughs, but it could be and it was before. Um, Here's War as I Knew It by General George S. Patton Jr., special illustrated edition. The Battle Memoirs of Blood and Guts. So, and then next to it here on the magazine rack is Douglas MacArthur's autobiography. Oh, and this is appropriate with this waiting for the jury verdict. Dennis the Menace versus everybody. He even kind of combs his hair like Donald Trump. I've always noticed the similarities between Richie Rich's dad and Donald Trump, but I've never really thought about Dennis the Menace having a similar hairstyle to Donald Trump. Because you notice Donald Trump lately has allowed his hair to be kind of more gray or silver instead of dyeing it blonde. He started that not too long ago. There's Corpus Earthling. Oh, here, look. You know, Dr. Frederick Wortham, MD, that wrote Seduction of the Innocent. Here's The Show of Violence. 14 slaughtered in Texas, 8 nurses slain in Chicago. That's Richard Speck. 13 women strangled in Boston. A world famous psychiatrist tells why people kill. So, this is a late 60s book, The Show of Violence. Of course, in the early 50s, he wrote Seduction of the Innocent, which was about the comic book industry. And that's what led to the self censorship board of the um, comic book industry. Ah, I ordered this from my elementary school teacher, The $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. Incredible. We've got all the greats here. Profiles in Courage by John F. Kennedy. Oh, Violence and Your Child. How to Cope with Threats to Your Youngster's Emotional Health. Oh, from brutality on TV, horror comics, movies, new cycle of violence, war toys, gangster heroes of books and songs, screaming headlines. No parent can afford to ignore this book. Let's read about horror comics. I forgot I even owned this book. In fact, I didn't even know this book existed. And yet here it is on my spinner rack. Isn't that weird? I've got a book about when did this come out? It's a 95-cent book from Your Child is in Danger. Let's read this, man. Oh, I'm not looking at Meyer's comment. I had the Great Monsters of the Movies book also from Scholastic. I lost it. You can replace it. Plus, it wasn't that great.
We were the most respected country in the world 4 years.
If you lost an issue of Famous Monsters, then you get upset. Okay. I've always been bothered. It's hard for me to even look at that book because I bought it damaged. It's not even that bad. Most people are perfectly. See, when I buy a used book, I don't want lines in the spine. See, this book doesn't have people can it look. It's really easy to read a book without putting a mark where your finger is. I mean, I read it like this. I read this page, and then I read this page, and then I don't have to split the spine. You split the spine, and then the glue holding the book together as it gets older will pages start falling out. Let's see, where's the part about horror comics? Let's see, one first was this. This is a cutout. See, it's got a little hole drilled in it. Are you encouraging your child to kill? Let's see. Man, it's written by a guy named Arnold Arnold. What a name. Is that a real name? Seriously.
And importantly, for the people that are before me today,
and it came out
we're
and
going to make life in New York affordable.
okay, this is not going to be easy. I don't have reading glasses handy. First award for 1969. Well, in 1969, horror comics were just starting to come back.
We had the greatest economy in history. Everybody here, where you have a small business or if you have,
you know, like House of Mystery and stuff.
and we had no inflation.
But horror com, unless they're talking about creepy and eerie.
Considered better than none because frankly, none in its own way is a bad thing also. We had a perfect number, 1.4%. It doesn't matter whether you're black or brown or white.
Let's see.
Whatever the hell color you are, it doesn't matter. We are all Americans and we're going to pull together as Americans.
Usually talk about comics. By the way, has anyone donated to Melania? Someone go check see if she's gone up from 1450.
Opportunity. I'm not just going to promise it. I'm going to deliver it as I did just a short while ago.
Yeah,
you know, when I went down to
I don't know why they'd be writing about horror comics in 1969.
Society, and we had great people. Look at what we did with economic development, with the rebuilding of our military, with the tax cuts, we had great people. But we also had some people that I wouldn't have used if I had my choice. Now I know everybody. I know the smart ones. I know the dumb ones. I know the killers. I know the weak ones. I know them all. And you're going to see.
I don't know. I'll go back and read it later when I find where. I know where some reading glasses are, I think.
A man named President Donald J. Trump. Have you ever heard of him?
Well, I was looking for ace doubles. Is what I was doing. I haven't found any yet.
It was much lower than that. We had a record low poverty rate for Black Americans and Black Americans. We had the lowest poverty rate in terms of.
Yeah, it says verdict in President Trump's trial expected soon, but what soon? Is soon today? I mean, tomorrow could be soon. I mean, soon is a very relative term.
The real middle class income rose over $6,000 a year. Think of that. Under Biden, it's a disaster. Real middle class income is
Violence in Your Child by Arnold Arnold.
That's a lot. That's a difference of $8,000.
Ridiculous name. Okay. Look at this. It's the paperback adaptation. Roy Thomas and Barry Smith. When I was a kid, he was Barry Smith. Some point in the 90s, he decided he was Barry Windsor Smith. I was about to say Wollstonecraft, which I thought was pretentious. So I will always call him Barry Smith because that's how I knew him as a kid. All right, what's behind it? Here's the first Tarzan book with Neil Adams illustration. Oh, another one of these Conan paperbacks with the early 70s Marvel stories. And yet another one. Those are all from the late 70s. Oh, look at this. Do you know what movie came from this novel? An SF novel about New York City, year 1999, population 35 million. Make room, Harry Harrison. It's Soylent Green. SF is the correct term because science fiction fans did not like sci-fi. They thought it was insulting. That was the term that Forrest J. Ackerman was so proud that he had coined, but they didn't like it. And of course, the media took off with the term sci-fi, and They fought against it every step of the way. Here's a good one. Richard Matheson, The Shrinking Man. The movie was called The Incredible Shrinking Man. They had to add some hyperbole. What else we got here? Some Edgar Rice Burroughs, Martian books. Here's Brack the Barbarian by John Jakes. I don't have many of those ace doubles. I have no mouth, but I must scream. Harlan Ellison with an introduction from Theodore Sturgeon. Slaughterhouse-Five. Did you know there was a paperback of this? I mean, that Archie cartoon in 1969. It just reprints from the comic. Um, that was really big because because it had the number one song in the country. The number one song of the whole year, 1969, was "Sugar Sugar." There's Lee Brackett, the Ginger Star. Now, Star Wars, George Lucas's Star Wars, is part Flash Gordon. A lot. He read these paperbacks voraciously as a teenager. You know, he's into hot rods and these paperbacks, like a lot of my kids, these science fiction paperbacks. And he cobbled together a lot of stuff from Edgar Rice Burroughs' Barsoom books, from Flash Gordon serials, and he got a lot of stuff from Lee Brackett. And Lee Brackett is kind of like a disciple of Edgar Rice Burroughs. She writes very much in that style. And there's stuff in Star Wars, you know, like a ship called the Falcon, and some of the names, Ben and Owen, you know, just different names that came, and ideas like the two robots, although they were also based on a Japanese film where there were two the characters that are very much like that. But anyway, he, you know, um, George Lucas got Lee Brackett to come in and write the screenplay for The Empire Strikes Back, and I think someone came in and worked on it afterwards because I think she passed away. But she's one of those female writers um, that you need to know about. Got Arthur Merritt, The Metal Monster. Four daring Americans enter a lost valley to discover a horrifying world of living metal which plots the annihilation of mankind. That sounds a little familiar. Oh man, look at this. Shit, I didn't know I had. This is you're used to seeing the God. When I was talking about this with Meyer, the paperback of The Godfather was at every store you went into. But this is before the movie. This is what it originally looked like. Fastest selling book in history, Life magazine. Oh, how about that? Soon to be a major motion picture from Paramount. This one was a hand me down from my older brother, The Invisible Man. I think this was is it this or was it War of the Worlds? Might have been War of the Worlds that in that Better Call Saul TV show he had by his bedside, and it was something that appeared later in the show, and it was like that's kind of never mind. Better Call Saul is worth watching. Okay, what are we looking for? This- You can instantly tell that's a Kelly Freeze or Kelly Freas. I always pronounce it Kelly Freeze for decades, and then I was like thinking, is it Freas? But I probably shouldn't question myself. And plus, he's not around to hear me mispronounce his name. So, but I can recognize his style. He did a lot of Mad Magazine covers there in the around the Kennedy era. One incredible one with the headless horseman carrying Alfred E. Newman's head. That was a great one. This must be a British edition. Yeah, it looks British of Conan the Conqueror. It just, yeah, United Kingdom. Yeah, you just immediately can tell it's looks a little different. What is this back here? Kevin from Gotham City's watching. Kevin, I need to get with you about paying for that Tarzan book um and adding a few things to it. Ghost castles and victims. If you come on, I can pick out some other stuff, and then maybe I could send privately the card information. Could I send it through Instagram? Is that safe? I don't know. I hear that Joe Biden wants to go through everyone's phone looking for possible AI fakes. Um, that he wants to examine all your private photographs on your phone. Heard about that this morning. This is a set 1970s edition. Um, well, then I'll just in between this live stream and the. I'm not really. I don't think I'm making any progress on this live stream as far as helping Maranya. And I'll probably just take a break, and I don't think any verdict's going to come back. I'll stop this, then call you, and then um, um, or if you're not busy, you could come on. And I could pick some other things out on the show, and then I could talk to you on the phone about the payment information. Um, this is basically where Buck Rogers came from. This is the front, but it's a '70s edition, and yeah, Armageddon 2419 AD. It's still in the future. A lot of times these science fiction books take place in a year that's already in the past. This is a painting that Frank Frazetta has altered a bunch of times. This girl in the forefront, the monster has been repainted. He would go in and change his paintings. Um, this is an edition that came out when the '76 movie came out, um, and but it's the original novel that came out in the '30s that ties in with the movie. So it was novelization by Delos W. Lovelace. Um, so that's and this has just got a great cover. Flying saucers on the attack. It's just such a exploitative cover. It's like looking at a freak show banner. That's what's so great about that one. Um, Bunch of Conan books. Oh, there were so many books that came out to um, cash in on Jaws. That was such a huge phenomenon. 101 Shark Jokes. This one belonged to Hazayuki Hari. Um, so I imagine that book came from California, because here's a Space Viking. And, oh, My Wicked, Wicked Ways by Errol Flynn. In the 80s, these Lovecraft editions came out. Look at this cover, man. He's on a bunch of heads. I bought this one when it came out. But I'm not seeing any ace doubles. Let's see what's going on. I'm not flipping out any more grots. I'm going to be okay for now. Yeah, she was really upset at the world about an hour or so ago. I'm feeling a lot better. Here's another cracked book. You're Cracked. I've got a bunch of ace books they're ace books tend to be a little smaller than normal paperback. But as far as the doubles where you flip them over, and there's another book that you have to flip it over and read upside down the other book. Oh, they made a series of novels based on Dirty Harry. So there's other, if you've seen all, what were there, 4, maybe 5 Dirty Harry movies, there's more adventures for you to read in paperback form. This is later period mad paperback, but I like it because it's basically Sheena swinging with Alfred Newman. Tons of mad paperbacks just everywhere. I've got tons of them. I always liked these Red Sonja paperbacks because the art is really good. Boris Vallejo. This is from an artwork from 1982. I know that I have them all. Here's number 2. The other one I just showed you was number 4. Oh, here's another edition. I don't know if it was in public domain or what. This is the one I bought at Skaggs Alpha Beta and read this cover to cover when the King Kong movie came out in 76. But this is the novelization of King Kong that people read when the 1933 King Kong was in theaters. And it's the same Delos W. Lovelace that says 16 pages of splendid new art. But anyway, it's different editions came out of this book in the 70s when the movie came out. Here's Land of the Giants paperback, and Adam Link Robot. See, you'll know that name. Those of you that read comics know that name, and he's been adapted into comics. Adam Link. Here's a Wild Wild West paperback. Honey West. All kinds of stuff here. Now, the Dark Shadows books are instantly identifiable by this oval with the gold around it. And DC did some comics where when Dark Shadows was on the air, that were gothic romance, and they had that gold, this oval to kind of look like like that. And I think there was an Elvira comic. I think Kevin at Gotham City has it on hold for me. That there was an Elvira comic from a couple of months ago that tried to emulate that Dark Shadows look. Um, they don't publish these Fu Manchu novels anymore. Here's a very 50s looking edition. Um, and here is an adaptation of a comic book, Challengers of the Unknown. And see, it's the same guy that wrote the Vampirella novels. He was doing a lot of these um, comics to novels. They're basically doing, yeah, I don't, maybe there's, I don't know if there's any. I think I pulled all the ace doubles when my friend visited. Oh, here's one. Oh, I think this is a pretty valuable one. It's Philip Jose Farmer. Um, I don't know if he showed this last night. It's Lord of the Trees. It's a Tarzan parody, and you flip it. See, you flip it over and read another book, The Mad Goblin. It's not Doc Savage. It's Doc Caliban fights to save humanity from the Immortal Nine. So the Mad Goblin. So it's was he man, beast, or a puppet of the world's oldest conspiracy? So this is fun. The stories tie together. Philip Jose Farmer. Um, Sometimes you can read the predictions for 1974 and see if they were right. Um, what is that? Lots of books that you'll find that are completely forgotten. The Gladiator. I'm always, looking at books. Well, I used to be. There are no bookstores around here. This is a Beatles style thing. Oh, it's the band is not called the Beatles. They're called the Irresponsibles. Corey Walker, he's the leader of the quartet. He plays the organ sometimes. Reed Dawson, he strums the string bass as he would a woman, a constant frantic thumping. Bimbo Sweet, this drummer bounces high. During the concerts, he watches the sweeties in the audience catching their eye. Meet me after the show, he whispers. Dave Masters, why isn't he irresponsible enough? A man with a big problem. And it goes into all the characters in the back. It's a magnificent painting here that would make a good album cover. Um, Here's The Untouchables. It's an actual novel by Elliot Ness. That's what at the beginning of the Untouchables TV series, they always show a book, The Untouchables, and then it opens up. It's because it was based on his autobiography. But anyway, this is the novelization for Space 1999 that was on the stands when the first episode aired in 1975. What else we got here? So I found one ace paperback. Here's Bury Me Deep. Harold Q. Masur. Island of Dr. Moreau. What else? These spinner racks, I was just given them free by a comic shop owner that had paperbacks, but no one ever bought the paperbacks. He was getting rid of them. He said, "Here, just take them." Um, and my comic book spinner rack I got for $25. I'm pretty sure it was $25, and in the mid 1990s. Um, this is a Frazetta drawing. the Vault of Horror. And this is just like the Mad paperbacks that reprint the EC Mad. It's EC Horror. Um, I think everybody's got this. This is also reprints of superhero comics done where you read it sideways. Oh, this is a good cover. These Boris Vallejo covers are always good. Hars of Pellucidar. It's it's set in Edgar Rice Burroughs' world, but it's not written by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Oh, this is again Lee Brackett. This is the part of the origins of the Star Wars movies. Yeah, man. Mid 1970s, there were these shadow paperbacks that came out with Jim Steranko covers. I got a bunch of those here. There's another one. They're great. I mean, Steranko was a genius. He just didn't tolerate idiots, and so he got out of the comic industry pretty quickly. This is a great cover. Oh, shit. Almost felt like I was going to drop it. Whoa, that wouldn't be good. This is clearly from 1966 when Batman was on TV. It's kind of a adult style novel. Edgar Casey on Atlantis. Man. Mad Strikes Back was the second Mad paperback. This is an adaptation of the 1972 movie. This is the edition of The Making of Star Trek. This isn't my childhood copy. That was the 70s edition. This is what it looked like, the edition that came out while the show was still on the air. This Tales from the Crypt is also has a Frazetta cover. It's the one that goes with that Vault of Horror, where you're reading it sideways. This is a Kennedy era Mad paperback, the Mad Frontier. But Kennedy's slogan was kind of the new frontier, and originally this had Alfred Newman in a rocking chair with Kennedy's suit on, because Kennedy was known to be in a rocking chair in the Oval Office because he had a bad back and all that. So that was real famous. In fact, the Aurora model kit of John F. Kennedy, he's in the rocking chair. And when Kennedy was killed, they recommissioned and said, "Oh, Mad Frontier is in like the Old West," and they changed that up where it's no longer a Kennedy thing because oh yeah, and there was that album, The First Family, with this comedian that did an impression of Kennedy named Von Mater, and after everybody had that album, my parents had that album, and after Kennedy was killed, no one ever played that record again. But everybody's got that record in their record collection. That was, those people that are now pushing 80, everyone had it, but they just never played it again. Here's some gummies, macaroni and cheese gummies. I bought them just because I thought it was such a ridiculous thing that I had to have it here in my little store here. Okay, well, I found one ace double. How about that? Um, isn't that incredible? Well, I'm sure if the verdict had come back, they would have cut into his speech from last week. So we're probably on the right channel in here, so we'll know if something happens. Has anyone donated to keep a nice lady and her husband from being evicted? Um, it would be fantastic if you guys did that. Um, and well, he's saying not guilty. Did that, are you, well, I know he's not guilty, but did that actually come out? He could be being a prankster.
The jobs turned on him. He was no longer able to get zoning. He was spending a fortune. He had just purchased a.
Well, maybe Kevin's heard something.
And he ended up
Um,
he was bankrupt. And I was young when I met him, and I was at the party of a very big person, big public.
Kevin, are you busy where you could pop on for a second and I could pick out a couple of things to add? And then as soon as I end this stream, I could call you up and
nobody cared about him anymore, but I did.
And Kevin has promised that he's going to smash open a slab every week on the Dum Dum celebration. So who knows what he's got ready to smash tonight.
Was I hotter before or hotter now?
Yeah, if Trump was not guilty, that would be a wonderful thing and great reason to celebrate by smashing. There's the link in the chat if anyone wants to come up. I'm gonna check that GoFundMe and see if anyone's donated.
And he was sitting in the corner of this magnificent Fifth Avenue apartment where there were 25 very successful.
Yeah, I'm not entertaining enough today. I promise I'll be more entertaining tonight. I'm not.
And I said, what happened?
Nobody's donating.
He said, son, I lost my momentum. I had something.
Okay. How do I get back?
And I should have just stayed. I lost my momentum. And I've never forgotten the term. If you lose
Gotham City's here.
But lost his momentum.
What's going on?
Penniless. And he was the biggest real estate person on the planet.
Let's see what that is.
That story. It was a sad story. He was a good man too. I thought he was a good man.
I know that from. What is that? What do I know that from?
And pretty amazing. But you have to always keep moving forward. And when it's your time, you have to know it's your time. And
are you there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what movie or show that's from.
We did even number 2. I said we got to do it again because you have to do it.
Okay, it looks like something I remember, but
I'm doing it to make America great again. You know,
is it Spaceballs?
If I didn't think we easily won I would never do it.
Yeah, okay, Spaceballs.
Anyways, it's easier.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I won once. It was a big upset, I guess. I don't know why it was an upset. Because I'd go and have 50,000 people at a rally.
When Spaceballs came out, everyone thought, why is Mel Brooks doing such an old movie? Because there hadn't been a Star Wars movie in years, and there wasn't supposed to be any more, according to Lucas. So, yeah. The part that really made me, I think the only part I really laughed that I remember in Spaceballs was when the chest burster from Alien started singing "Hello, My Baby," doing the dance from the old Warner Brothers cartoon. Oh my gosh! So someone's actually done action figures. Are they to scale with the Star Wars figures?
They look like they use those Fisher Price figures to make these.
Oh, are they legitimate or are these bootleg?
No, remember that was the agreement they had with Lucas that there would never be any merchandise.
I didn't know that. So someone has done this.
But then, remember in the movie, he had all the merchandise.
I saw that in the theater and I haven't seen it since. So,
You should
uh,
watch it again. It's pretty funny.
yeah, I think maybe I need to watch it with new eyes. Um,
Yeah,
wow,
that's one of those Fisher Price
I
adventure
see.
people. Adventure people
Right.
take.
So many different things we could discuss having to do with the Republicans.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all in the movie.
They're
Was
combing
that
the desert.
so? Is that supposed to be the movie's Millennium Falcon? Winnebago there?
Yeah, that would be the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. Oh, here's the little chest burster that you like.
But our country has faced
Yeah.
much harder challenges before.
Wow, that's wild. So I keep seeing all over the place people talking about the new Super 7 Mecha Godzilla. It's like 2 feet tall. What do you know about that?
I know that I'm passing on it because the price.
Yeah, it's what is it, like $400 or something?
To our country of millions and millions of illegal immigrants, which are causing a new
How
It's like
tall is it? 350?
350, and it's the size of the original Shogun.
add that to the crime already.
So it would be to scale with the Shogun Warriors, huh?
Yeah.
Venezuela is a very crime-ridden country.
Damn, it's so cool, but that's way too much money.
72% reduction.
So if you don't pre-order it, like it's gonna be crazy expensive.
Took their gang members, they took their drug dealers.
Are you going to get one for yourself or?
No,
Yeah,
I'm kind of done with
We're like a dumping
ordering big stuff like that for a while. I think.
countries that do
yeah.
that. I would say eventually all countries would be doing
They ought to reissue the original Shogun Warriors. And maybe they have. I don't know.
They have, but they cost more than an original one.
America.
Oh, you could buy an original one that's in
Yeah,
good shape instead of buying a.
all this stuff that's being produced costs more than the original stuff.
We came to
Yeah,
jail. We don't want to tell
Even comics. I mean,
yeah.
I'm
I
not
know.
gonna buy them.
Sometimes there were these hardcover books would come out reprinting '60s comics, and I look at what's in there. And I said, well, these original comics, so I could get them all for about $7 each. And this book is $50. I could have all the original books, not reprints, and
How are
for
you?
this
Good. How you doing?
less same price.
29,000 people over the
I'll
last.
grab your stuff for you.
I think
Huh?
they're building,
I'll grab your stuff for you in a second.
I think they're building an army. This is not,
I was just showing you guys some stuff
have tents.
online.
They all have gas-fired stoves. I mean, this is not like an illegal
Yeah, there's a
immigrant.
Spider-Man this week for you. Oh, nice.
In mind. We're going to end all of that stuff. They respected your president. They respected our country.
Trump?
We are
Yeah,
not
I
going
guess they're waiting for the verdict to come
Yeah,
in.
still waiting. They see the jury instructions are ridiculous.
Yeah.
to. Who would let people, seriously, who would let people come from prisons and jails, from mental institutions? They cannot stay. We will immediately begin the largest criminal deportation operation in our country's history because this situation is sustainable by no country. No country can sustain it. As we speak, there are hundreds of thousands of Biden migrants invading our city.
They convict him as 12 years in jail.
Minnesota, all states in Florida are your border state. The people are pouring through Texas. They're
They intend to
pouring
keep him if they can.
they're pouring through every state. Every state is now a border state. Every state is now, we're talking about, in my opinion, 16 to 17 million people And these are not necessarily people that are going to help us with the country. We want to be nice. We want to be respectful. They're coming from so many places we don't have any idea. In many cases, we don't even know what the language. You know, you have languages that people don't even know about. We have languages where there's nobody in our country that speaks these languages. They're coming from places we have no idea what's happening with our country. The flood of immigrants is putting crippling burdens on our communities, your schools, hospitals, parks,
Number
public
two, fourth.
frankly, we're lucky to get a big park.
I asked for number two going to a fourth print. That is
Must be New York's finest. I don't know how we did it.
pretty- I have a first print number.
They call it the Biden migrant invasion, and it's wrong.
Hard to
It's
get.
moral. And the
Where's that?
vast majority of
Over there?
New York agree with me that this is
Oh, over there.
unacceptable. We
I closed somebody's box and they had it in there.
Stop it immediately. And you know, for the people coming up, it's also unacceptable. They come up in what's called caravan.
$20 online.
Treated horribly. They're being raped at levels that nobody's ever seen before. Nobody wants to
And
talk
it's,
about
I have, oh, so I have this one. I
You
have,
probably have it already, but I don't know if you were buying two back then.
no, I was buying since the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, I always bought two
All right. You're
because
good then.
just because
they're coming up in
I saw the first one. I was at my dad's house and there was this little comic book and I'm like my daughter was really liking Turtles,
told them,
Spider-Man, and
come up. You're
stuff
not
like
gonna
that. I'll pick up a couple. I picked up some really cheap ones and then they like here's the first one. And that's what got me started again was
Governor
this one he gave me or he still told me to buy. I guess he told me I should go get do it as well. This whole series of
an electric car because they're all over the place.
second one of
The electric
how
van.
There's tons of different Venoms coming out. There's
well, I
like
think this is
two
an
many.
older one.
Like a car that doesn't go very far.
Even back then, they were doing tons. Check this out, Ken. This is a
Madison High School. Told they had
deluxe
this
edition.
school. So
Is that everything that's come out so far?
No, it's 1 through 6 and the 80-page giant, which is you can't find the 80-page giant anywhere.
Oh,
So I got one of these for myself just so I can have the 80-page giant because I sold all mine.
well, how much is that book?
It wasn't that bad. It was like 35, I think.
Huh.
It's not a normal hardcover. It's a like one of those oversized.
like to hear the snake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because we can stay here all night. I don't care. Would you like to hear the snake? So it's a metaphor. It's an old song, and it was redone. It didn't have anything to do with snakes or people or illegal immigration, but this has to do with illegal immigration. And I think it's very. But I'll go and we'll do it. And some of you have heard it, and many of you haven't. But we're going to do it right now.
Something wrong with his eye?
And elsewhere. We love the Bronx.
I can't tell. Is that a?
Are you ready? On her work, and you know what? You know what this is all about, right? Did you know? You've heard this before? Have you heard it? We got the greatest people here. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake.
I'll be back in a second. I gotta ring some people up.
Okay.
His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew.
Um.
Poor thing, he said.
Anyway,
And I'll take care of you. Take me in, oh tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, oh tender
I
woman.
know I had a pile of those ace doubles.
She wrapped herself
Um.
all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him on
And
the fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home
but
from
I
work that night.
over the years I kind of buy what I like. I don't just buy a particular brand of paperback. I just look for authors and stories that look interesting to me and really cool covers and everything. But um, I don't just buy anything from a particular. Although what it does when you have a whole bunch of those ace doubles, it sure looks cool on a shelf with the blue and white alternating. But I don't know if that's something I should That's a rabbit hole I should go down. Too many other rabbit holes. I might, stick to certain authors. Oh shoot, we dropped down to 7 people watching. I am not being very entertaining tonight. But the show tonight will be great. We'll have a lot of people coming in and visiting. In theory, although I haven't invited anybody. First few weeks I was like, talking to people on Instagram saying, hey, I'm just assuming everyone knows I do a show on Thursday night. That may not be the right approach. Sometimes, I know Night Tiger knows about the Thursday show, but I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks. I think he came on last week.
And doesn't have a clue what the hell is happening.
But Meyer usually always is there, and Dr. Fibes, and last week we had Charlton 66 on. It'd be great if he could come on tonight. Maybe Maranya will drop in. I'll be glad if she shows me how to give her a blue wrench. I'll be glad to do that. But again, the GoFundMe thing is scrolling across at the bottom. If you could maybe freeze frame it and type that in, or I could put another link in the chat and put in, if you could, kick her $20-$30 more if you've got it. Just don't put yourself into financial peril to do it. But if you've got a little extra, I mean, to me, that's, you could prevent someone that you kind of know, or really, virtually through these comic shows. She's on just about everything, and it's you don't want anyone to be going through that kind of nightmare, especially someone that you know from, this friendly person that's always on all these shows. That's so. I have a feeling that this verdict will come back late tomorrow. That's usually the way they do it at the end of the day on a Friday is usually when they drop things. But then that will give the whole weekend for unrest and people to get upset, regardless of what the verdict is. If they say he's guilty, they're either hoping that conservatives will get upset and do something crazy, or people will dress up as conservatives and do something crazy. They'll, put on a red cap and do something crazy, and then they'll point their fingers at the Trump supporters who did nothing. Or if he's ruled innocent, then uh, the other side's going to start setting things on fire. So I don't know. Really, I think, regardless of what happens, I think it's the liberal side is going to, if they say he's innocent, they'll go out and destroy things. If they say he's guilty, they'll dress up as Trump supporters and they'll go out and burn things. Because, they'll have on the red caps that are brand new, never worn before, but you'll see that they're wearing skinny jeans, which is indicative of the, that type of person. Anyway. So, I don't know what'll happen. So, yeah, I as a kid, I became aware of Mel Brooks with my older brother talking about this movie, Blazing Saddles, that I wasn't old enough to see. I'm in third grade. He's telling me about Blazing Saddles. He's in college. He tells me about funny scenes in the movie. I later got to see it on a re-release. My oldest brother took me to see it years later on a re-release, and I wasn't old enough even then to see an R-rated movie, but he was old enough to get me into the theater, and so I love that. I saw Young Frankenstein on its original release in '74 in theaters in San Antonio, and I love that. But then it seemed like after Young Frankenstein, there were just a bunch of movies that were hit and miss. History of the World Part 1. I enjoyed a TV series. There was a Robin Hood TV series called When Things Were Rotten that came on in the '75-'76 TV season. But it didn't, I think all the episodes are actually on YouTube, but it didn't make it. Um, I think I think the guy that played Alan Adale went on to be on
I'm not that I'm really interested in.
um, Barney Miller, maybe one of the guys on Barney Miller. Pretty sure. But then years later, Mel Brooks would make a movie, Robin Hood Men in Tights. He'd been keeping the Errol Flynn Robin Hood thing from his childhood is percolating in his mind over the years. But it just seems like I think maybe the next movie he made after Young Frankenstein was High Anxiety, which was his parody of Alfred Hitchcock. I think he made History of the World Part 1. But it just seemed like Young Frankenstein was the high water mark. And Spaceballs, when that came out, I was just like, wasn't sure what he was doing a parody of Star Wars, which to me seemed something of the past. It was pretty much, although everything he did was something of the past. But I was used to Mel Brooks doing classic um, parodies of Hitchcock or Universal Monsters or old westerns, and it seemed like Star Wars was too new. I would have thought that Mel Brooks would do something like a Flash Gordon kind of parody rather than a Star Wars parody. But then that had already been done with Flash Gordon. And that was another movie my older brother told me about when I was a little kid. He didn't get into the details of it, but I think he told me about the dinosaurs that appear that I won't talk about here on this family program. So that movie had some great special effects. Um, and then later I saw The Producers, which was that could be his greatest film. And what else did? Oh, he made a remake in the '80s of a movie that was it To Be or Not to Be, or I don't know what it was called. It originally had Jack Benny in it, and it was a World War II. It wasn't a satire farce so much as more of a more serious comedy. If that makes any sense. I don't remember what that was called. But he's still around, Mel Brooks. I've got my recorder ready to go in case the verdict comes back, and appreciate the 7 of you that seem to be staying around. Um, Probably one of them's my wife. Um, I'm not a. See what else I can find. This channel has footage outside the courthouse. It says jury deliberations underway. Meyer says, I'm here in the laundry room doing laundry. Dryer is almost finished. I want to see what the specials are at this restaurant that we go to all the time. Then I'm gonna look at Facebook. Dang it.
I have to get my credit card. I told my wife,
Thursday chicken fried steak dinner, mashed potatoes and gravy. Tomorrow ribeye dinner, fish sandwich. Okay. Dang it. Six minutes. The suspense is palpable as he waits for the dryer to finish. 5 minutes left. High heat. Are you in the basement? Do they have basements in San Francisco? This trial is just makes the country look so. It's so embarrassing how this makes our country look. Um, yes. Okay, I'm gonna see if anyone's donated to the GoFundMe. Nah, it looks like it's still 1450, which is respectable. It's just that I wasn't planning on doing something this afternoon. Hold on a second. How do I do this? I wasn't planning on doing a stream this afternoon. I was going to wait till this evening, but I just thought, well, I'm not doing anything that it's falling asleep on a couch, and um, I feel like um, I should try to, make people aware of what's going on to try to help this couple keep their home. And people that are coming out of the courthouse. I, I don't know if this means anything or not.
No, I don't have to. No.
Because I bought another one.
Yeah, you want the one to match it, probably.
Well, I don't care because I went over in Tucson and I found that they had a different cover. Like, I don't know, what do you call that when they have two covers?
They call it a variant cover.
Yeah.
Here's the other cover.
I like different cover better.
You like that one better?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You got it. Can you give me a sleeve?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I was gonna give you a sleeve anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I got caught on that. I came in here with my cousin and bought it that day.
Or how Philip Jose Farmer winds up with the name Jose as his middle name. And I'm just thinking, it's like, well, Philip and Farmer aren't Latin sounding names. Then his middle name is Jose. But, one of those mysteries wrapped inside enigma. Probably named after a family friend or something, his middle name. Oh, we got someone back. We've got 7 viewers. If all 7 people donated $20, there'd be $140. I'd like to see $150 donated before I end the stream, and then I can get dinner. And then, what would be a realistic goal for during the Dum Dum celebration? Because during the Dum Dum celebration, I think I don't know, Meyer, how many people do we normally get? Is it in? Does it get into the 30s? I don't or no, I don't know. Sometimes I don't really pay attention when I'm doing the show. It really, how many people are watching? I don't know what the most we've ever had at any good one time, but the more people you get, the more likely you're going to get somebody that has some extra cash that could help someone out. Um, Hopefully, some people that have bought comics from that I Love Comics auction that Englentine does. Hopefully, some of the people that are always there buying comics that appreciate that she's always there helping the auctions to run smoothly. Some of those people will kick in some money, um, and somebody donated $500 last night. I don't know if some of them are anonymous, and so they may not care for people to know. Some of them you can see the names, but there may be other people out there that actually have $500 that they could donate to help someone that's in dire need. Um, See, people like that, that's really, when you donate $500 to help someone not be homeless, and then you just do it anonymously, that's really the height of Christianity. You're not doing it to show off. That's it'd be okay if you put your name there. That doesn't mean you're showing off, but it's just do it, and that's really cool what people did yesterday. Kicked in the money. I would wish I could muster up some more enthusiasm, but I'm just trying to recover. I'll be in more game show host, more telethon host mode soon. Oh,
Does the verdict in?
huh?
Is the verdict in?
No, no, no. I have a feeling. Oh, see, that's just a Vampirella cover they redid. They need to
Oh, the
come up
verdict.
with new art.
It says the verdict's live right now. I just got a notification.
Well, really? Because I'm watching outside the court. Let me go to. Oh, okay. You're showing my stack. I need to kind of pay attention to that. You know what I think I'd like to add in is some of those pre. Well, um, that mad the mad one, the facsimile of Mad number one. Um, if you could put that with the book from yesterday. Oh man, there's such great stuff. um,
You want mad with?
yeah, and
Yeah.
also, did you sell that adventure comics with the black cover with the white cage that was in such good shape from the '60s?
That's mine.
Oh, that's your own personal copy.
Yeah, I had a couple people call me about that book.
Oh, okay.
I think everybody wants that book.
Well, I have two copies of it, so I'm just being a pig. I was just thinking, man, it's so good. Okay, so those two, it's probably buried in the box. Those Roy Thomas facsimiles of pre-code horror. I think I've got a handful of those in there. And the last time we went through the box, I didn't notice them because they were backwards in the box. And man, there is some good stuff coming out nowadays. Oh, those are the action figures. Oh, that's all my stuff. Oh shit, I got. What are the older looking books there? The ones they're clearly older. Yeah. Oh, they're
Class.
Classics Illustrated.
Hmm.
I didn't get all the Classics Illustrated.
Not that you pulled out, no.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't realize there was still more. How much are there two Lars of Mars in there, or is it a different
There's
issue?
two laws of Mars, but you said you wanted the horror stuff.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's science fiction. I think I'd like to get at least one of those. Let's see which one has the coolest cover. How much are these ones? Are they all about the same price?
15.99.
Okay, 16. Oh man. Um, yeah, yeah.
That's all your horror ones.
Okay, then there were 2 Lars of Mars.
Yeah. You want to see those?
Yeah, please.
Oh wait, I'm gonna take them all out. I see some other ones in there.
It looks like Donald Trump Jr. just started a live video. So maybe something is happening.
Mars of Mars.
These are the same price, the same company as the horror ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one do you think is the coolest? Oh wait, Startling Comics. I didn't see that. I I think I'd like to get the Startling Comics today.
Okay, that one today.
Yeah, and I Weird Mysteries. Yeah, let me get that one too. And then um, oh wow, look at all this cool stuff. Are there? Do I have anything that's like real inexpensive where I could get some quantity out of that box?
That's a real one you have in there.
Oh, I know, I know.
All right, let's look and see if there's these back section. There's that book you were talking about earlier.
What's that?
Elvira, the Elvira with the.
Oh, yeah, yeah. 'Cause that's clearly what they were trying to do. Gothic paperback, yeah.
It's false advertisement right there.
Well, they're trying to make it look like the Dark Shadows paperbacks.
Well, I could tell you that these Classics Illustrateds are probably the cheapest thing in here. Yeah. Everything else is magazines and new comics and stuff.
Okay, so I pretty much gone through all the Red Rider kind of stuff, or Tom and Jerry, the older stuff. I've pretty much gotten all that, huh?
I saw a little beaver in here.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, cheapest thing is $5 books. So you want to do hardcover, the Mad, and the two.
Do I
These
have
guys.
any? Yeah. Do I have any Bronze Age horror or anything? Um, I, I pulled some '70s Legion of Superheroes. I remember. Oh, what about one of the Fantastic Fours? Are those? How are the?
That one's 20,
Yeah.
and this one is 10. And
Oh,
this one is 10.
how about that last $10 one? Not the one before the last. That one. Yeah, yeah. Pull that one, and
Wow, that one has a miswrap. Look at that thing. It looks like it says 5 cents on it.
yeah, it does. But I mean, does
Let me look.
CGC consider that a defect when it's the way it was? Not that I care, but
They shouldn't call it a defect.
yeah.
It's a miswrap, and if you folded it back, it would be wouldn't sit right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just the way it was made.
There's the way it was cut and everything. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a kid in 1969, I wouldn't have picked that copy because I always made sure the spine lined up when I bought it. But there's nothing wrong. Yeah, it's fine. And it's an issue I don't have.
It's not a spine roll.
No,
It's
I
a
know, I know
it's,
that.
it's a miswrap and miscut.
Yeah, it's just done in the printer.
Oh wow, look at it. You can see it through the pages, but good thing it doesn't affect it.
Oh, the whole book is cut wrong, not
The
just
whole book is miscut. Yeah.
but it doesn't affect the art.
No, which
Okay.
is oh look at that moon monster ad.
Yeah, yeah.
Extra bonus 3 monster masks with it.
Yeah, but then
Yeah, this
um
book. This is a nice book. It's a 5 cent cover price.
yeah,
Maybe
really.
you take it up to the register and you get it for 5 cents.
Yeah, yeah, that's just an issue I've never had. Um, and maybe I could throw a few of the Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes from the '70s in as well, and then maybe I ought to call it quits for right now.
One of the Superboys.
Yeah, the ones that we were going through a few days ago, I think.
Oh yeah.
Bless you.
Did I put them in your box?
I don't know.
Are they in the
I,
lid?
I don't know.
Where's the lid? Oh, here it is. Oh, here it is. This one good?
Well, how many do I have there? Maybe I only pulled a couple. I don't remember. Ooh, there's this Secrets of Sinister House. Is that my pile or is?
That was the one I was gonna read, and then I was gonna send it to you.
Oh, have you had a chance to read it?
No,
Oh, okay.
I can't find any more unless there's. Is that it?
That maybe I only found one. I think that I only did find one. That's right, because everyone that I remember now, everyone I said I already have that, but that was the one only one. So yeah, let me get that. And um, if you're gonna mail them tomorrow, would you have a chance to read the Sinister House book tonight, or you want to hold on to it for a while?
I can mail these today, but
Oh, I thought.
I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. I stayed up late last night, so I'll probably
Oh,
go to
right,
bed.
right, right. Okay, all right, all right. Well, that's cool. Are there any books in there in that box that are just real cheap, like a couple of bucks, or is everything?
I didn't see I didn't see any cheap ones. They're like $5 ones.
So all the classics illustrated are more in the $5 range.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were any beat up ones or something. Well, then that may be probably as much as probably more than I should get right now, but that's okay. Um, so, yeah, you could total that up, and then I could call you when I end the stream and
Yeah.
pay.
I'm gonna see if I can fit everything in one box.
The Tarzan book. Was Cleo supposed to pay half to Maranya, or did you already do it, or I don't know how that worked.
She was supposed to send her
Oh,
25.
she did. I saw it. Yeah, she
Okay.
sent that, and then okay,
And then
so I just have to pay you the other half.
yeah.
Yeah, because I saw she'd done two payments.
Okay.
So have you got a book picked out to smash out of the plastic tonight?
I haven't picked one yet. I should have grabbed one from home because there was some in there that I wanted to read.
Oh. Was there two Sinister House books or just one that you
There
were
were
going to
two.
read?
There were Secrets of Sinister House, number 18 and number 11.
Okay.
I might.
Did you read that showcase book? There was another book you wanted to read first with Bernie Wrightson art, like Night Master or something.
Probably in my pile. My pile's buried right now.
Okay. I was just wondering if you had read it, what it's like. Is it like a Doctor Strange kind of knockoff, or?
All right. I think I could. Yeah, I think I can fit everything in one box.
Oh, okay.
Except your Teen Titans.
Huh?
Except the omnibus.
Oh,
You can't fit that in there.
you're talking about
In your
fitting
whole pile.
all the stuff on hold in a short box. I thought you were talking about fitting everything I'm getting into a box to mail.
No, that's never a problem. I always got boxes around here.
Well, if there's, how much is the Little Beaver comic?
Let me give you a total first before you add that.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm just.
You're at 75 right now.
Oh. I was thinking maybe, well, 75. I was thinking maybe. I wonder what else I could add in. Um, I, I'm maybe I could add another $20 worth into it.
Okay.
Is maybe I should. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I could add just something else in. Unless you're real busy right now.
No, there's just two guys that, but they're talking to each other, and I know them.
Yeah.
I think they're waiting for the Trump verdict too.
Oh, you have it on their TV there?
No, I can't do. I get a negative review by somebody. It would be my luck. It would be some. I'll get somebody that's never been in here and they leave me a negative review.
So they're watching on their phone?
I'm sure they got alerts on their phone set. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, at any time, it's my. I have the worst luck. Like I'd be watching that and I'd have somebody come in and see it and then write me a negative review.
Well, I mean, you could be watching it hoping, that he's guilty. How do they know what?
I don't know. They're just.
Yeah. That's wild. People have they actually done that to you?
Yeah, all the time. But then I call a bunch of people. I tell everybody to, if you haven't already, leave me a positive review on there so I can try to
Yeah.
bury them. But then but Google, they'll put, even though it gets buried, they'll push it to the top. They'll push crap like that to the top so people see it.
Right.
You wanted to look through here again?
I guess. I just don't know what's in there.
Dwellings and trade paperbacks, magazines.
Um, how much is that jumbo trade paperback?
It's like around 15, I thought. 19.
19. Um,
They used the actual comic to print this.
yeah,
Pretty good.
it's really the best way to do it.
That's cool. That peanut bank.
Yeah.
Ever seen one of those?
No.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And that's a $19 book. Yeah, I guess
Hmm.
throw that in and then just then that's make.
That's enough.
Yeah, I kind of want to get like a real old comic in there too, like maybe one of the Classics Illustrated or that Little Beaver comic. Um, I didn't really realize I had more Classics Illustrated. Um, that was a traumatic weekend. That was when we got hit by the hail and the the tornado. um,
You trying to get to an even 100?
I don't. Where am I at now? I've lost track.
94.
I'm at 94. Yeah, I guess that would be good. An even 100.
I'll let you pick out two of these.
Okay. That one looks pretty good.
Yeah, these are the best condition Classics Illustrateds I've ever seen.
Yeah. Let me get Daniel Boone and
Actually, this one's split. I didn't notice that before.
oh yeah. Oh, look at that.
That's called binaural.
Yeah.
Maybe that first one, huh?
I'm thinking so. Swiss Family Robinson looked pretty good.
This one.
Yeah. Um,
It's
and
weird. It
so
looks like some. What doesn't it look like some kid like put markers on there?
yeah, it does. Sometimes it does look like that. Um,
It's just the way they colored this.
yeah,
Like even
some
on this
yeah,
horn, look at even on this horns, it looks like that.
yeah.
Like on the dog, right here.
Last Avengers saying Trump found guilty on all charges. I got. Oh yeah, it's saying that on TV. He's right. That's why everybody's loud. They got him on 34 counts, all guilty. It says Great Legend.
Wow. They got Trump on all 34 counts, all guilty.
So he went to jail.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if he's gonna go to jail, but
What they'll do, the least of what they'll do is make sure he doesn't campaign by making him on house arrest in the Trump Tower. So, so now what'll happen is the Antifa will dress up with their red caps and go out and do mayhem and pretend to be Trump supporters, and then they'll start coming after the Trump supporters. That's what'll happen. There was never any doubt. I'm just trying to find some good coverage. Let me go to Alex Jones's channel. Why am I on this bullshit? Motherfuckers. Um,
I was wrong. I thought he was gonna be not guilty on anything.
no, they had it all set up, and they they were trying him with a jury that I'm sure all had their minds up. Yeah, they're Trump guilty on all 34 felony charges. So everything they got him on everything. um, my wife says, "I'll get us both the special and tell me what other side you want." Okay. All right. I don't know if she's listening. Yeah, the chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, and macaroni. That'll kill me quicker. Bad news about Trump. Total BS. This is the gut punch 107 has been warning about. Yeah, this is the gut punch. It's going to be fine. Hope so. I just want America to come back together. Um, yeah. I think America's getting close. This will they they are so stupid they think that they don't realize this is going to bring America together because I think people of Americans of all types are going to come together and say this is obvious bullshit. Trump says my civil rights have been totally violated with this highly political, unconstitutional, and election interfering witch hunt. Our failing nation is being laughed at all over the world. Yeah, damn straight. My wife's saying we will always have God. And Great Legend says, Amen, Greta. Yeah, I put on InfoWars. If you guys go to Rumble, you can get the live feed of Alex Jones InfoWars channel through Rumble, and I just have it playing through my Roku on TV. Yeah, this is. I didn't think it would come back. The verdict today, 1450 so far for Maranya. Yeah, I can't. It was 1450 when I started today, and I haven't been able to budget up any. But to me, that's a good way to fight back against this verdict is by helping a couple that's almost on the street because of Biden's economy. So to me, there's nothing we can do about this Trump verdict, but we could help a couple that we kind of know through the internet um, keep from being homeless. And I think, 20, $30 if each, if 9 people that are watching right now kick in $30.
Look, I found that ad in here.
Oh, which one is that? Oh, that's the Venus book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that book is great, guys. Yeah, both those books are fantastic.
Volume 2 is 50 and Volume 1 is 35.
Missing Marsh, she and he can push this amount towards. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, they need $4,000, which is 2 months' rent, and they're getting close to half. If we could just get, I'd love it if we could get over 2,000 by the end of the Dum Dum celebration tonight.
Look at that, he's turning him into a lizard person.
I know, man. Ooh, I think maybe Trump's coming out to talk now. Oh, I'm gonna show Trump now. Hold on a second.
This is my leader.
Yeah, really.
At 5% or 6% in this district, in this area, this is where we really disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. You know what happened here. Everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros DA and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man. And it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration.
We are to pass submissions.
An opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win. Because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess.
They charge
It's in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now. From prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists. And they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a real decision right from day one. With a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Alex Jones now joining us in studio. We're going to get all the breakdowns from this. Trump not in cuffs, so I guess that means they're not going to put him in jail tonight. Alex Jones, your first response.
Well, this is real tyranny, and this is lawfare. I mean, this was coming. And the judge thought maybe the jury was finding not guilty, so he said just finding guilty no matter what. This is true war against our country. This shows they're going for absolute, totally broke, and that everybody is in extreme danger. We want to be peaceful. We don't want any responses that are violent. We're not going to do that. I would expect false flags. I would expect them to stage some things saying Henry Trump did it, that they may have some mentally ill people. They may totally stage it. Think the Governor Whitmer's situation. So that's where we are. I know we just launched London Real's big film about We Will Not Be Silenced. We've got that to talk about. But obviously, you guys will give analysis. You probably want to open the phones up for people's responses about this. But this is a historic situation that we are witnessing right now. This is the death of our republic in our face. Absolute total weaponization. But it's going to backfire just like all the fake indictments. But that is what these people are doing, and they are sick, and there's nothing that they won't do. And this is just the beginning of their tyranny. We have the lawyers of America that believe they own this country at war with the people. They work for the globalists. George Soros has put over 1,000 DAs Over 20 of the U.S. attorneys or of the state attorney generals are under his control. Most of the U.S. attorneys are under Biden's control. Like all of them. So this is war against the people.
Kevin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Missing Mars is asking what that Adventures into Terror and Venus together would cost, those two hardcover books.
Breaks here too. We do have to take some breaks here, network
Four,
breaks, but we'll skip the ones
35,
we can.
and,
Much content
85.
covering this and phone calls.
Huh? I gotta turn this stuff down.
This is such a
The two books you just showed,
Yeah,
the two,
85.
85 together. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as Last Avenger, did they say he's off to jail? I don't think he's going off to jail. I think I don't know I don't know what's going on, honestly. I think he would be under house arrest. So that just means he can't rally, he can't leave New York. He has to kind of they just keep him where he probably can't participate in the debate that with Biden, things like that. They're just trying to destroy his campaign. But all they're doing is hurting themselves. I mean, it's they're committing Harry Carey.
This watching right in front of our eyes play out. The next move they make, it needs to be a very intelligent one, and we need to be careful about the events that happen next.
It's like this guy's saying on TV, people have to be really careful about what happens next, what happens this weekend, because anything that's done is going to be blamed on Trump supporters. And you could kind of tell the difference between Trump supporters and these little Antifa types dressed up like Trump supporters, or guys with, well, they'll stage something. But if someone's stupid enough to go out and really do something, then it could really hurt things. That's if I survive the weekend to even see what happens, man, the way I am. But
Just do it again. Seriously, I mean that's.
But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next. Let me check if anyone's donated to Maranya. No, it's still at 1450. Shit.
New world, new America. And I think that saddens probably even more than we're part of this.
It makes me ashamed of my country, you know. It just makes me really ashamed. You know what's crazier about it? You know what the craziest part I think about this whole thing, Brian? Is you look at the street. You mentioned seeing people on the street. You look at all the police officers.
Look what Drudge Report is doing. They just got guilty written 36 times.
Look what they sent me, a Godzilla poster.
Oh, that's pretty neat. To advertise what?
The
Facsimile?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I never thought that the Marvel Godzilla really looked like Godzilla, but I enjoyed that comic. But the current Godzilla that they're doing in these Godzilla versus Kong, that doesn't look like Godzilla to me either. My Godzilla is like right about 1965, where he kind of looks like a dog. I guess everybody has their childhood Godzilla that they prefer. Great Legend says I was binge watching AV. I think he didn't finish his comment. Great Legend, you're welcome to come on tonight on the Dum Dum Show. If you want to click the link, the show that all started. What time is it now? Oh shit, it's 4:27. That's why my wife was talking about dinner. So I'll probably, yeah, 57. Yeah, I'm doing that other stream in just a couple hours. So Oh, he's binge watching all the old Godzilla movies, 54 and 60s Godzilla. Yeah, that's the stuff. And maybe even a little into the 70s. Yeah. Amen, Gratu. I will try. Thanks, brother. We've got to proselytize and help out uh, Maranya, and just because I think bringing her up is in the spirit of helping Trump, because we're not letting some fellow comic book person suffer in Biden's economy. I just packed a box of Godzilla Bandai vinyl figures. Myers almost completely has his apartment packed up. He, uh, he's getting out of San Francisco and just in time. Yeah, I think I'm on the right channel, InfoWars. He's got his phone number there, and people are going to start calling in to this InfoWars channel, and then you're going to get a sense of how the public is feeling. Of course, it's the public that watches InfoWars. So that may not be everyone, but I just got a notification from Instagram that Donald J. Trump Jr. just started a live video, so he's probably pretty hot and angry. Um, Amen. Will help the community. The Biden economy is killing my pockets at grocery store. I'm even using a Kroger credit card that earns us cash back at the pumps at Kroger to help a little. Yeah, that's the only blessing. Well, we got a lot of blessings here where I live. But the fact that I can gas up my car every 3 months, because I live kind of in those, like one of those 15-minute towns that they want us to all live in, except they don't want us to live out in a rural area. But I don't have to drive very far. I mean, right
They
now,
must
with my
want us to.
limited
I think they
breathing
must want us to
capacity,
live
because
out
of
there.
whatever I've got, I can't walk very far, but I could walk to anything once I get better. Uh, Damn. But this is going to bring everyone that isn't an idiot forward for Trump, because it's so ridiculous. Um,
I guess the new John Wick movie has Robert De Niro in it.
Really? Well, I mean, Robert De Niro, how did this happen? He used to be the greatest American actor circa 1980. I mean, I really liked him. Um, then he started making all these crummy movies, and he's just such a. It's disappointing, but I still love his movies from the 70s. And he was good in The Joker, which was just basically a remake of Taxi Driver, which is why they had him in it. So they were at least winking at the audience and saying, hey, we really are remaking Taxi Driver. We're setting this movie in the 1970s with Budweiser ads from the 70s playing, and we've got Robert De Niro in it. It's like we're not stealing, we're paying homage to Taxi Driver. But anyway. Uh, um, so we you still have customers? Man, come on, man. Somebody's got to put a little money into there just so I feel like I didn't do this whole live stream for nothing. Uh, Come on, guys. You're 1450 still. Dang it. I'm starting to feel like I could. Um, Great Legend. That's right, Meyer. Did you ever move out all those toys out of your closet? I think he's pretty much got almost everything packed. He just, oh, Drew, what's up? I think she's hungry. Man. Yes, they're nearly all packed. All 34 charges.
Trump's not the one that belongs in prison. It's Hillary Clinton. It's the deep state. It's everybody that did this to him. It's just hard.
What's going to be horrible is watching Hillary Clinton and AOC gloating. But we'll just have to grin and bear it and try to laugh at it.
That's just days before the convention, the Republican convention, to be nominated. So obviously, until sentencing, find out what punishment will be.
This guy talking here, the guy that comes on, Owen Schroyer, after Alex Jones, he was in, they put him in prison for a couple of months. He got out around Christmas time because he was there on that day in January. He didn't do anything. He was encouraging people not to do anything, but because he was there, they got him. You should avoid interrupting your enemies when they are making mistakes. Yeah, they made a mistake. This is a historic mistake. It's just, but there are really stupid people out there that just really do believe that this is all real.
And try to have another January 6th moment and mop up a bunch of other Trump supporters.
It says Judge has set Donald Trump's. Oh, I didn't see that. I guess they're gonna, like days before they select him as the official nominee, it's probably when they're gonna sentence him or something. I didn't read the headline.
Happening, and then they say, "Oh, I did January 6th. You're going to jail."
Trump becomes first U.S. president to be convicted as a felon. Yeah, well, I don't accept it. I think well, if you think of it, you've got to think this way. Everyone that signed the Declaration of Independence in the eyes of the King of England would be a felon. They were all criminals because they signed that document. They were all terrorists and criminals and scoundrels, and that's why John Hancock signed his name gigantic. It was just an FU to the King of England. It's like, come and get me. It's like they were that, and so that's, oh, they've got Oliver Stone. I mean, not Oliver Stone, Roger Stone on. This is where we're going to find out who the cool people are and who they aren't by how they handle this. This is going to be. And there'll be the people that say, I just don't want to talk about politics. I just want to talk about comic books. And at this point, in the 1700s, it's like, I just want to hang out and drink my tea and my beer. I don't want to talk about the King of England. I mean, it's fine. Those aren't the people that history remembers. So. So I want to look at Richie Rich comics. I might show some Richie Rich comics tonight during the Dum Dum celebration, just because to me, I look at Richie Rich and I think Donald Trump. His dad is 100% Donald Trump. Uh, now they got the guy that produced the Apprentice coming out, and he's gonna say that Donald Trump was a terrible person. I've got recordings of him saying bad words about people, and I always hated him. Of course, you didn't say that when you were making millions of dollars off of him when the series was a hit. Now you come out with it strategically timed. That was in the news this morning. Of course, now this is the headline. And if you want to strike back against this, make a donation to that GoFundMe down there at the bottom. Chuck, let me put that link in the chat. Maybe people are just don't want to copy it from a scrolling thing. They want to actually be able to click on a link. My goodness.
Yeah, this is a constitutional crisis.
There's no question about it. And look, it's hard to digest. It's all like you have. I'm not even totally shocked. This baby was raped.
You talked a few days ago, you said, what the hell's wrong with these people?
Well, look, Trump could have had Clarence Darrow and Abraham Lincoln as his lawyers. He still would have been convicted. This was a.
Okay, I have this link. All you have to do is click on that link and give whatever you can. So, I mean, we can change someone's life where they're not going to be locked out of their home and have all their belongings put in the front yard. We've got till Monday, let's say Sunday at midnight, to help her come up with this money. We're already almost to 1,500. If we could get there up, I think it can be done. I'm going to devote the majority of Saturday to doing a telethon. Even though I may have limited breathing capacity, I'll be singing songs and everything. I'll have this scrolling tonight during the Dum Dum celebration, and hopefully we'll get some more people to donate. I, but and if Miranya's watching tonight, well, I didn't tell anyone about that I was going to do this, so she probably doesn't even know I'm doing this right now. But if she comes on tonight, I'll make sure that someone will show me how to give her a blue wrench, and then she can put the link on there whenever she wants.
Yeah, unbelievable. First of all, he should be keeping his distance from this. The reason he's not is because he can't help it.
So, Kevin, you still there?
In his Justice Department and in his White House, you have, I hate to say it, but a racketeering conspiracy involving the state and federal prosecutors. The whole thing is dripping. Trump is right when he says that. Crazy that this woman on Fox tried to claim otherwise. This was a political takedown. Alex, how many times have we played the bike on your show?
I forgot about how does that work?
There it is, right there.
Absolutely. And by the way, I've got a statement from the Biden-Harris Obama third administration here. I'll read this on.
I forgot about my Doctor Strange magic.
Harris Communications Director Michael Taylor on today's verdict. In New York today, we saw no one is above the law. My God, that's written. Donald Trump has always mistakenly believed he would never face consequences for breaking the law for his own personal gain. But today's verdict does not change the fact the American people face a civil reality.
There's a comment from the Biden-Harris campaign about it.
Convicted felon or not, Trump will be the Republican nominee for president. So they're capitulating to that. The threat Trump poses to our democracy has never been greater.
He's an existential threat to our democracy, don't you know? Just remember, George Washington would have been considered a felon.
All these, just put them in certain places.
Stuff I got inventory I gotta go through. Yeah. Alright, let's make sure that this address right there. Last time I didn't put the apartment number on.
Good. Send it back if it's regular courier that's doing it. And sometimes even a regular courier.
So that makes them say, even despite this, we're going to have to stop him from becoming president. So they already recognize.
Business really slowed down.
You know what?
Online business really.
Get it?
They're the ones trying to lock up their meetings. They are the ones spying on 178,000 search warrants. They're the ones.
Is it 5 o'clock yet? 4:45. I have to turn my phone sideways for the time to appear. Sorry about that.
What's gonna happen and uncertainty. People.
It really feels bad to live in a banana republic where you don't know what's going to happen. Now we know what it would be like to live in Cuba or any one of these countries where you just don't know what can happen or who to trust. Or
I wonder if I do 2 days or 1 day, if it would be the same.
Well, it might be.
The attack on domicile as deplorable as
Probably just drive it over. They'll always be in it. And come on. Right?
so what I want to know is what's the next step.
I don't know where 82 is. What is that? It's Phoenix, though, right?
I guess it's actually.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I get that next big point. I want you to continue on here. We're going to take this
You'll
one.
have to go to Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, the stuff I get from CPS, they got the same zip code. I don't see. I just put it in, and they send it out. They don't even go to Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, because they would guide it. That's the way it should be. That's the way.
Well, if the carrier don't catch it, but they told me when you get special medicine, if it's the same zip code, don't send it to Phoenix. Just put it in there where they distribute it right there at the station. So they have that law now. What it went, what it came and they get fined for 2 days.
Or January 6th.
But I have everything in 01, I just stay keep it at that station.
No violence is going to backfire. We do not support any violence. Roger something.
Put these on there. So it's temporary.
I just heard that Trump's donation site just crashed from traffic. Well, it could also be sabotage, but I bet it is from just high traffic.
Right at the border.
When sentencing will be, we don't know whether Trump.
Maybe donate $20 to Trump and $20 to Melania, or but help Melania out too. Now she's going to have to compete against people giving money to Trump.
That is not automatic. Not with this.
Shit.
I think I'd let this play out over the next.
My cousin just texted me that.
We
Yeah,
missed the mailman. He just came.
that's okay. That's all right.
I didn't know it was that late in the day. He's 15 minutes early.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm. What does it matter? You're going to keep that Spider-Man lizard comic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just need to, because before you were waffling, I just want to have confirmation. So I won't bug you about that again. When you're keeping something, just say no. I'm keeping it, because otherwise I keep thinking, well, maybe there's a chance. um, this comic book community is smaller than the Trump community. Donate locally first. That's true. Neighborhood, not community. I'm not going to change anyone's mind, but in my mind, it's a neighborhood. It just how I'm stubborn, man. I don't see me, but so yeah, that's true. Missing Mars.
She said every day in the hallway for the last week, this is rigged, folks. This is rigged. I'm not being allowed
It
to.
depends who uses the word community. And
Well,
that's what
that's
I.
true. I don't know. I just want to be a reactionary and be
No,
a
I don't like.
nationalist.
I don't like when some comic book grifter salesman is saying community. He's just trying to get you
Yeah,
to buy his books.
yeah. If it's someone really cool and nice like Metarog, that's all right. But
Yeah.
but it's one of these slabbers. It's like we here in the comic book community,
He's
that
just trying to
have
get you to buy his books.
yeah,
He doesn't care about
right,
you. If you're down on your luck, you think he's gonna give you a comic?
yeah. No, um, I just think it's cool that 1450 was raised, but I just want it to all happen. It's thinking we can just we could get over 2,000 by the end of this, but maybe the people that have money are at work right now. I'm not at work because I've got a couple of days off before I go back to work. But in all honesty, if you're watching now, you probably don't have much money, or you're, watching secretly while you're working. So let's see how we do during the Dum Dum celebration before I beat myself up for not being able to help her this afternoon. Uh, the
Due process violation.
Was there anything in the box near that little beaver comic that was old? Maybe
No.
uh, that was the only old thing.
That comes to something right there in 11 hours. 11 hours.
I'm thinking there's got to be some little hidden gem that I could add one more thing to the pile.
Robert, keep going for a few minutes. I want to pop in. I'm going to go make sure this gets cut out right now and put up a real Alex Jones on X. We might do
Oh, you know what I need to get? Um, that vampirist shirt for Cleo. Was there a what size was she wanting? You only
I only
had
had
one
that,
size,
I only had that in one size.
and she said that was a good size.
She said she wanted it.
Yeah, yeah. Then throw that in, and that'll cushion the books, and we'll just call it a day. And if I could get a few more, if you got any of those stickers, the Gotham City stickers, sure. If you can, you don't have to.
Yeah, I'll throw you a couple.
This dog just farted right this far from my face. You can't see it, but it's wafting up. So
Well, there is a way to do that based on what I have read. Very rare U.S. Supreme Court. They do have
too
authority
bad the show's not in smell-o-vision.
when there's a violation of due process. Which I think that's been the case here.
Well, that's something else. Someone making that Winnebago.
Coming up as well.
That's all we're gonna hear all weekend is about the Trump verdict. This is something else, man.
Is keep Trump off the campaign trail. I mean, there's no doubt about that. This is all being run from the White House, at least to a certain extent, with the judge's daughter.
They can do this to anybody. If they can do it to him, they can do it to anybody. This is not good. And they waited. They've been lying in wait for our parents and our grandparents to be gone to do this. They've been waiting and wait. That's how these communists operate. They wait. They've got a long-term plan. They know what they're going to be doing 100 years from now. And they had to wait till the Tom Brokaw's greatest generation was gone. The people that came up through the Great Depression and fought World War II. There aren't many World War II veterans still alive. If they are, they're like Stan Lee's age. They're pushing 100. I think pretty much you'd have to be, right? That was 80 years ago, and you'd there's a few. I don't know that there's any Pearl Harbors. I think all the Pearl Harbor guys are gone. I remember a few years ago, someone driving in front of me on down Park Row had a Pearl Harbor. He was a Pearl Harbor veteran sticker on his car, but that's all. So now they can say that they can make these ridiculous statements because people are so stupid. They haven't been taught history that January 6th was as bad as Pearl Harbor, or then they'll compare it to 9/11, and people believe it. Um, anyway, so
But it's also Twilight Zone. Like you said, Biden is the one that's committed the crime. Biden is the one that's above the law. Hillary Clinton is the one with FEC ethics violations. The exact ones that they're
and
claiming.
Biden's about to go through wants to go through everyone's phone and look at every photograph to see if there's any AI generated fakes. And that's how he'll say, well, all that stuff about my son, those were all AI fakes. That's just nonsense. That's how they can get away with anything incriminating that comes out about their nefarious activities over the last few decades. Well, those are all just fake pictures. So they've conditioned us to see all these fakes and laugh at all the cool little fake pictures on Facebook. And it's like, oh, look, Humphrey Bogart is in Star Wars. That's really now people won't believe anything they see. And then at any time they get caught, they say, "Oh no, that's just an AI. Don't believe your eyes. That's AI generated fakery." So that's how it'll be.
What Trump did, rise level of election crime.
But oh boy. But yeah, they've been predicting a gut punch, and this is gonna be a very interesting summer that's started. And
There's certain limitations with dealing with probation.
interesting.
Not a standard protocol. And the fact that he's not
The country's really
right now going to
hasn't ever. Oh no, that's not true.
on his speech, importantly on his travel. To me, Roger, I think the smartest.
I mean, there have been things that have happened like the Civil War, but not in our lifetimes. Oh, that's great what Meyer just said. It's always darkest before the dawn. Oh, that's great, Meyer. Did you come up with that yourself? That should be, you open up one of the fortune cookies there in San Francisco, and that should be what it says. Spelled that way.
One human being. This transcends politics.
I gotta check to see if Miranya's got any money.
Isn't it the darkest in the middle of the night?
Also, I should tell you, if I were him.
I don't know. That's an old expression. It's always
I think it'd
darkest
be the
before the.
darkest in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but you got to look at how Myers spelled dawn. He spelled it the dawn, DON. Like it's always darkest before Donald Trump returns is what.
Oh, okay.
But there is an old expression. It's always darkest before the dawn. But the middle of the night is before the dawn. I don't mean like right before. I don't know what that old expression's supposed to mean. I'm not. Am I looking at the right thing here? Okay, has she gone up from 1450? No, she hasn't. Shoot, this is gonna be brutal, man. I may have to turn into the general tonight. That's gonna be rough on my voice. Yeah, I may have to put on the helmet for tonight's Dum Dum celebration. Or maybe we should call it the Don Don celebration. Uh, it means, see, Mars points out, it means it's always the worst before it gets better. Yeah, it's been predicted. There's a guy that comes on a lot of these shows, these conspiracy shows, named 107. He never shows his face. All you really see are his boots. And he's obviously someone that knows Trump. He's obviously someone that is possibly an ex-spy. He's got an unbelievable amount of money. There used to be people that thought he was actually John F. Kennedy's son, that had survived, the plane crash didn't really happen, or he'd survived it, but he doesn't have a Kennedy voice at all. But there were all kinds of theories about who this guy really is, but he always seems to know what's going to happen. And he did predict the Trump conviction, and he said there's going to be a gut punch, and the country's going to have to go through something akin to the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is forgotten by a lot of people today. But at the time of the Cuban Missile Crisis, which I didn't live through because that was 3 years before I was born, but my older brother Mike was in kindergarten, and the teacher was crying, saying we're all gonna die. It's just, I mean, um, oh, my wife is asking what other side do I want? So that probably means that the stream is ending soon. I would say, Mac, Mac. Oh, I don't know if she can hear me because she may be working, so I may have to type the comment in. I'm probably going to get green beans. Yeah, I'd get green beans if they had like little chopped up bacon in them, but because then it's delicious. But I'm gonna say macaroni. What are you doing?
You talking to me?
Yeah, it almost sounds like you're blowing your nose, but it would be a little too violent.
Packing up your box.
Oh, you're putting tape on the box. It sounds so violent. It almost sounds like a cash register or like violent blowing of a nose, but it's a tape.
Yeah, it's my team.
Yes, macaroni, mac and cheese. Isn't that what macaroni is? Oh, okay, I'll put. It's really hard to type comments on this phone. YES. Chat. She okay, got it. I'm muting this again. Okay. Oh, I see. Take a break. Okay, yeah, what I'm gonna do is, and I guess she's ordering the food. I'll end the stream, I'll go pick it up, and I'll eat, and then I'll probably start the Dum Dum show a little early, 5:02. It's scheduled for 6:30, which is in an hour and a half. But I told Maranya last night I'd probably start it maybe half an hour early, and then I'll go with that till 11 my time. That would be 9 o'clock California time, 12 o'clock Eastern time. That's what I normally do on Thursday nights. And I will hope to raise money tonight, if I can't raise any money tonight, I'll still do the telethon on Saturday, but it'll shake my confidence a little bit. I would like to think that we could get some more money. Don't and shook up by this verdict. And, I just want to know what's the next step. Or do they have? I don't. Do they bring him in and sentence him? Well, do any of you know that are watching? You 8 people.
Well, I think he has to project confidence and positivity, as difficult as it may be.
You know, how did this happen? I used to hate Trump back in the 70s. He was on the cover of the National Enquirer and all these People magazines. He just seemed this weird guy with the hair. I didn't care about him. Uh, he was just this celebrity that always had these weird foreign wives. And then at some point, I figured out this guy is actually really cool, you know. Trying to call. I guess she's called. I mean, I guess she's ordered the food. Let's see, it's 5:04. Okay, Kevin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, I'm going to end the live stream and then I'm going to call Kevin and pay for these books, and then I'm going to go get the food. And the largest donation was $500. Yeah. That's impressive, but not everybody's going to be able to kick in $500. But I think that was an anonymous donation, so I can't get through on the phone. And I'm supposed to be working. Oh, then I'll call them. Uh, Text me what you want, and I'll including dessert or whatever, and I'll call them and order it, and I'll use the Chase and okay, yeah. I don't know if she could hear me. Okay, yeah, I'll take care of it. Just text me. Okay, guys, I don't have time for this. Yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of it. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off and take care of the food and take care of paying everything. I'll be back before too long. Log out and call and take a break. Yeah, I will. Okay, guys, we will see you guys very soon on a different live stream. Take care, everybody.